your average Power 4 program
roster, I mean, like, you are losing money every year.
Because, that's the football program that cleared 15. And to Jim's point, you know where that 15 went? It went to all the other programs.
Well, you know what private equity is going to say? We don't need some of these Olympic sports.
Yeah, why are we paying swimming and diving this kind of money?
I would say Alabama football was closer to 60.
Well, he said average.
No, but I'm talking about then you got on the other side, Rutgers.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
Rutgers
the
lost.
Average, and Kansas, what are they making?
Yeah. The part of that bill, I agree that it is bad for college football that coaches can leave before the season is over like Lane Kiffin did. I agree that's bad for college football. I do not like the government telling organizations and people when they can and can't take jobs. That's not good for us as a country when our government has that kind of power. Yeah. I don't disagree that it's wrong, but I also don't think it is the government's place to say, Lane Kiffin, you can't take a job then. You can only take a job at these times.
Well, the only way
that is very, very dangerous.
The only way that rule works is if you can't fire James Franklin after week 5.
That's right. There has to be balance and repercussions.
Yeah, but by the way, NFL, you can't take another job.
You cannot, but that is agreed upon not by the government saying it. That's the NFL saying it. The NFL says, here are our rules. If you want to be a coach here, you accept these rules.
I think ultimately you're going to have to, back to the combination of NFL and college football, you're going to have to implement some of the structure the NFL currently has.
And I'm fine with that, but I don't want the government.
When we get to the 2 Super Leagues.
You're not wrong about a lot of this. I don't want you to think we thought we were wrong.
Saban said it years ago. The way it's going.
Y'all were uncomfortable with 28 teams.
I was uncomfortable with you just saying it's going to be SEC and Big Ten only. But, we're losing sight of the forest for the trees if that's what we're discussing.
But, the number probably is more like 40.
Yeah.
In each
I tell you,
league?
we didn't bring this up. I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend. Jed Fish, his idea. I like Jed Fish's idea.
Is it another playoff idea?
It's another playoff idea, but I like it. So he's like, the Big Ten, if we want to really make this equitable, we play 9 conference games, but then we play 1 out of conference against the ACC, 1 against the Big 12, and 1 against the SEC.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, how have we never talked about this before? Because then what you do, if you're trying to find your participants, you're at large at the end of the year, and you're arguing the ACC is not nearly as good as the Big Ten. Well, if the Big Ten went 14-1 against the ACC, you've got a legitimate argument.
Yeah, but how you're getting like matchups.
Yeah, how are you able to?
You can't do them that far in advance. Now, maybe, and you've got home and away to worry about. There are a lot of hoops you got to jump through.
It's almost like you would have to pool, okay, if you're the Big 12, you tell us who your A pool is, your B pool, your C pool, your D pool, and then you share your A's with A's in the Big 10 to the Big 12, the SEC to the ACC. I think that would be the only way to do it.
But now...
And then random draw, and think about the TV ratings you get for those 3 out-of-conference games.
But now, okay, so I'm in the A pool in the SEC, and I'm in the A pool in the Big 12, the ACC, and the Big 10. So that's where all 3 of my games are going to be.
No, I get that, but
now
what?
All of a sudden, the B pool is going to make the playoffs because we beat each other up.
But if you go A pool, but again, you see that on paper. So an 8-4 in the A pool is much better than a 9-3 in the B pool.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I just think it would be awesome because then you don't have shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Obviously, Brooks did a great job yesterday getting LT's reaction to the Myles Garrett move to the Rams. We'll give it all to you, but it's on our social media right now at Next Round Live. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on in the show. That's the biggest story in all of sports everywhere. You probably have seen that for about 12 hours now. And we'll get LT, Super Rams fan over here, to give us his reaction on that and a lot more NFL coming up on the show. We've got college football and everything to get to, but we'll start with Auburn Baseball taking the long way home, but finally winning last night. Even a game that was delayed again to what they now call, what do they call it now? Auburn After Dark, Plainsman After Dark. They call it something, but they had 8,200 plus fans, a bazillion hot dogs last night eaten in Plainsman Park. Butch Thompson bought 500 student tickets, and then Stephen Pearl said, put me down for 100 more. And then Alex Golich says, put me down for 100 more. And they had 8,000, and they finally beat Powerhouse Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
Jim, a little tongue-in-cheek. It was an NCAA regional.
No. It was a tough.
They're not a powerhouse.
In baseball, and softball, it is a weird sport.
It is a super weird sport.
It is hard to win anything. Balls fall. You can hit it hard at people. What Auburn's pitchers did yesterday to get to this game.
Yeah, but the Panthers were basically throwing BP.
Hey.
I grabbed Milwaukee plus 6.5 runs.
Did you now?
Because it was available again. I'm like, I'm just going to play this where it'll at least it'll pull me in and engage me to watch this game.
Yeah.
And man, that fifth inning was brutal.
It was brutal. Oh, yeah.
But I mean, they were literally throwing BP. And the one thing I could not get out of my mind was how bad Milwaukee's uniforms are.
Oh gosh, the horrible.
It's like they iron pressed them on. It's like the cheapest uniforms I've ever seen.
Is it the logo of the Milwaukee Power Tools?
It looks like it.
Is it that same logo?
It has that look to it.
Yeah, it's almost like they were sponsored by them.
I don't think it is. I didn't watch any of that game last night, but it was the uniform I saw was a Wisconsin map, which looked like it was the thinnest white line on black you could ever see.
That's the hat.
That's the hat.
The hat.
Yeah.
Now the jersey.
And then a Black Panther that you could barely see on the hat.
Logo's not great. That does have a little star for where the city of Milwaukee is on the Wisconsin outline, which is kind of cool, but it's not a great logo. I lived there for 3 years. It's a terrible logo. Yeah. It's cartoonish.
Well, good for them making it interesting, but Auburn gets out of there like they should. Cut to Tyler. Butch Thompson, the coach, who I'm telling you, man, if they had not won this regional, Butch would have called some heat.
He would have called heat. I thought you were going to go hot seat. He wouldn't have been hot seat, but he would have called some heat.
I mean, you're one of the best pitching staffs, one of the best teams in the country, to where you are hosting all the way through the super regional, and you lose your first game to Wisconsin, Milwaukee, who is in the 200th RPI, and then if you had turned around and lost to them again to not come out of this thing, that would have been a bad look. But it's a tough sport, man, and Butch satisfied with the win, and now the season continues for Auburn.
This was the hardest, probably most rewarding thing that we've been through for me personally. To see what these guys had to go through with the weather and the doubleheaders and getting punched in the mouth to get started. And I don't know the percentages on losing the first one and coming back, but I don't imagine it's too great, too sporty. But they found a way, and somebody said, oh, man, you just handled, setting up your pitching and stuff like that. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. These boys absolutely, we said that, and they stayed out there how long they needed to stay. And then Chase caught every pitch, every inning of this thing, and he was just amazing, both offensively and defensively, and got to give him and I just give the players a ton of credit because either way I was prepared to talk to them and communicate with them because I thought they laid it on the line for us and was tremendous.
Now think about Chase Fralick. Not only did he catch every pitch thrown in what ended up being 1,000 games, it seems like, when you count the rain delays and everything, but he also had one of the more prolific weekends at the plate. 7 home runs and helping this team win. That's grabbing the lunch pail going to work, man.
Yeah, I think it was the most home runs ever in a regional, at least at this level. I mean, 7, that is a big number. But look, I mean, it's great they got there. If they would have lost this game, it would have been as bad as losing the first round to Yale in the NCAA tournament a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, look, this was a team that was 5 games below 500, and you had an opportunity on your home field in an elimination game to get revenge. I mean, the game shouldn't have been close, and it ultimately was.
One reason it was close, I don't know if y'all were watching you were watching softball. Were you watching when they had the replay at second?
Yeah. What
were they looking at, Lance? Was that guy not so obviously safe? Did you think he tagged him anywhere?
So here was the problem for me watching the replay. I didn't have the sound on. I had it on the top TV. So I didn't know what they were reviewing, but it was obviously he was safe.
I thought naked eye he was safe. Like, as the play's going on, I'm like, why did the umpire just call him out, Scott?
Not only that, on every angle of the replay that they showed, he looked safe.
Yeah, I mean, like, he never gets the tag on him until his foot is on the base, and then he tags his foot just in case he lifts. You know how they do that?
Yeah. Did he lift?
No.
Okay.
No, he did not lift. And that was obvious. That was abundantly obvious on the replay, but he never touches him. So, Jim, it's probably, Scott, 5-minute replay? Am I over-exaggerating 5 minutes?
No, that's probably about right.
5-minute replay, and they keep showing, and even the announcer's like, boy, this is taking a long time.
And that's why
I
I was confused because I thought there was something else going on.
Yeah,
and then when they announced the call, the umpire even said the wrong thing. Yeah. He said safe.
He said,
I mean, out.
That goes...
He's blind.
He's gay. He's blind. After review, the play stands is called. The runner is safe. But he was called out. Stands is called. Runner is safe. So the crowd starts cheering because they think he's called him safe. The Milwaukee coach is like, "Wait a minute, you said." And so then he does that right there. He does the outside. Yeah. So then he's got to turn his mic back on and say, "Runner is out." And then the crowd boos, and then Butch Thompson comes out. It was the biggest mess you've ever seen. I'm like, why even have if you can't get the obvious ones right? Yeah. I mean, that was beyond obvious.
I not to be devil's advocate because I wasn't watching it, but it goes through Pittsburgh, I believe.
Correct. They even showed it. They even show here's the center in Pittsburgh.
And I didn't know there may have been multiple games going on. Remember our old rock star bit we did where you're on hold right now if you're waiting for a call against Alabama.
There was a lot going on last night.
Yeah, they had a bunch of screens going, but this one could have been like, need one look. Okay, guys, let's get out of Auburn. He's completely
By the way,
safe.
I learned the multi-view is more difficult to navigate during baseball and softball than it is football. Like you literally, they don't give you options of already built. Like you've got to go in and.
Well, that's new on YouTube TV.
What's that?
That's new on YouTube TV is that you can now pick every channel. So we wanted it, but it also makes it complicated.
It does.
Yeah.
But, I guess for the NFL college football, it's already got the pairings put up there.
Yeah.
Like you can choose sports as the other option and eliminate all the news channels. But the first time I tried to do that the other day, I was like, no on Fox News, no on CNN. Where's the other games I want to see? And then I had to go to the ESPN app because they didn't have, I don't think they had the Auburn game on. No, it was the Alabama game they didn't have on. I was trying to watch.
Yeah.
I was trying to watch the.
So did you tap out on baseball to watch softball?
Oh, I was softball every year, whether Alabama's in it or not. I am all in.
But I'm saying, so you didn't do the multi-view, you just did all softball?
Not with Alabama playing, no.
Not with the Tide.
No. I mean, I left here because I'd gotten 2 hours sleep the night before. I left here, went and locked it down on my couch to watch Tennessee, Texas, the first game there. What time did that thunderstorm blow through?
About 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Did you watch 4 straight softball games?
Oh, yeah. Wait to this. Our electricity goes out at 3.
Power went out.
Yeah. So we have no electricity until 8 o'clock.
Oh, no.
We were the last neighborhood to get fixed on all the Alabama Power map. Love Alabama Power. Shout out, guys. 3 to 8.
Hard working, man. Somebody's got to be last. Somebody's got to be last.
So now I watch Tennessee, Texas game 2 on my iPhone. Okay? So then I go to the gym and watch the first part of Alabama. You looked at my arms there. I saw that.
Look at your stomach.
I watched the first part of Alabama, Texas Tech at the gym, right? And then I watched the rest of game 1 on my phone in my truck because my battery had died. And so now I'm plugged in, truck running, sitting in my driveway watching Alabama, Texas Tech there. Power comes on. I grab a bowl of cereal, go upstairs, and watch game 2. That was my night.
So, not to the level of the U.S.
Most shocking
government.
Of that was
but I've got
me watching softball on a phone or me going to the gym.
You going to the gym. That was the thing that stood out the most to me.
But as a Rams fan, I always have a contingency plan if the power goes out.
Right, you got to, man.
Yeah, and the first thing I would do is dart over to walk-ons.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to go.
Are they on generator?
But then I was like, I've just burned 840 calories. If I go there, I'm going to
put it right back on.
I'm going to end up going 1,200, 1,500 calories. I'll have a couple of beers, and when I go there, it's just.
I will say, I didn't realize
wings. Okay.
Gambling does make everything more enjoyable, in my opinion.
Thank you, Brendan.
But yesterday ended up being a fun day. Not a great day for the SEC overall.
No, but there were fun games. We've got real quick before we can continue, but come back to this. We've got they've just announced start times for the Super Regionals.
I wanted to say Rob Vaughn, who's the head coach of the Alabama baseball team, is up in our next segment. He'll join us to talk Alabama baseball and all the fun that they're having in Tuscaloosa. They get St. John's, who eliminated Florida State. So St. John's, Alabama. Ole Miss goes to Auburn now. Quickly, we've got Troy. Brooks has a map that's out. Oh, here are the games. These are the super regional games. That CP up there, that is not Chris Paul. That is Cal Poly at West Virginia. More on them later in the show. That is Little Rock, not a great logo, playing at Troy, one of 3 super regional sites in the state of Alabama. USC, North Carolina, there's Ole Miss. Rarely see that Ole Miss logo.
Yeah, I could not figure that one out when D1 Baseball put it out. I was like, that is Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, that's their baseball logo.
They're not playing Oak Mountain.
Would they have taken hell if they roll Colonel Red back?
Probably so. But the script Ole Miss is our general go-to there. I think.
Ole Miss, Auburn, Oklahoma, Kansas, St. John's, weird seeing them, Alabama, Oregon, Texas, Mississippi State, and Georgia, which seems to be the marquee matchup, Mississippi State, Georgia over in Athens. We have the times for that now. Tell us when Alabama and Auburn and Troy are playing.
We'll start with Auburn since we were talking about them most recently. Auburn, Ole Miss at Plainsman Park will be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Keep in mind, some of these are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some are Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Auburn will be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They did not like the noon start time.
So they gave it to them again.
They gave them 8 p.m. this time. Is that going to be too late? It's the nighttime Tigers.
No, that's what they've become.
That's what they want. Wait a minute, this could be Eastern time.
Sure. That's what you want, right? You guys have become Auburn after dark.
Real quick, though, I think I just gave you Eastern time. It doesn't say on here that these are Eastern, but I bet you they are.
Always Eastern.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that's going to be a 7 o'clock. So that's a good start time.
It's prime time. So it's 7 on Friday?
7 on Friday, ESPN 2.
Get a main ESPN channel.
Yep.
Too.
Saturday, June 6th, 4 o'clock, ESPN, main ESPN for Ole Miss Auburn Saturday. The if game, you won't have a time until you got the game.
That's right.
For Alabama, they are playing St. John's over at the Joe, Sewell Thomas.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday for Alabama. Initially, when I first looked at this, it said 9 p.m. first pitch. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I forgot these were Eastern time. It's still an 8 o'clock p.m. first pitch, though.
On Saturday night?
Saturday night, ESPN 2, 8 p.m. first pitch. I mean, there's been a lot of conversation about the crowds in Tuscaloosa for the regional. And
so make it late.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help it, but whatever. Sunday, it'll be a 2 o'clock kick, and we don't know the network yet.
What are we kicking?
Yeah, first pitch.
That's a phrase I use for anything. I use it for weddings. I use it for church.
I bet you don't use it for golf.
Almost anything.
Bet you don't use it for golf.
Almost anything. The Troy region is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday region. Friday, 4 o'clock, Saturday, 3 o'clock. So do you want to know any more?
No.
Okay.
No.
So those are the ones in state.
All right. So that's the super regionals that are set for baseball. There you see the times, the locations, and everything. We'll talk baseball with Rob Vaughn, Alabama's head coach, coming up on the other side. Butch Thompson was up last night, taking care of business at Auburn After Dark or Plainsman After Dark with 8,228 fans on a game that was delayed from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock start time and just crappy weather all weekend. Auburn fans turned out in a big way to get that team out of the losers bracket all the way into the super regionals, where now they'll be a favorite, as we talked about before, to get to Omaha. Alabama, you got to think, against St. John's, has a good chance to get to Omaha.
They're favored. I think Troy's favored. I mean, I was going to do this last week because I tried to find out, and I went through the archives, and Brooks much better at this than me. But college baseball doesn't have the archives that college football has. I was trying to find the most representatives from one state in a college World Series.
Well, I was in Omaha when Alabama and Auburn were there together.
Yeah, so but I think California, Florida, and Texas have probably all had 3.
Probably.
But I would think Alabama would be the smallest state ever, or outside of those three, to ever have three at the same time.
Yeah, back in the day, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a year where USC, Pepperdine, and Stanford were all there.
Or Cal State Fullerton.
Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but California with the amount of universities,
no doubt, per
Texas,
capita,
and Florida. But outside of those three states, do you think there's any state that has had three or more?
Because I was thinking there would maybe have been a year where you had Arizona and Arizona State, but I don't know who the third team would have been at Arizona. I'm just trying to think of like traditional powers that went even back before this thing was.
Maybe Oklahoma State, and Oral Roberts.
I would look at Miami, Florida State, Florida.
No, again,
you included Florida?
Florida, Texas, California. Let's put them to say. I'm just saying, I don't think there's another state that has had
I would
three.
agree. I would agree.
And I think all three are going to be favored. I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I would be shocked if all three aren't favored.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just thinking of another state.
There would have been a year maybe where you had East Carolina, North Carolina, but I don't know who a third one would have been. East Carolina's, they've been good.
Coastal?
Maybe Coastal, but that's in South Carolina.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that's a good one, Lance. You're probably right. If all three can advance, we're definitely the smallest state.
Jack State was so close.
I know, so close. You could have Jack State, Troy, and I don't know where the regional would have been, but how awesome would that be?
Yeah. All right, so there you go. That would still have eliminated one from.
It would have
guaranteed.
It would have guaranteed one.
Yeah. All right, that's Super Regionals. We'll get back to more of that in the next segment with Rob Vaughn and more on Chase Fralick's unbelievable hitting weekend later in the show as well. Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys, turns our attention to the Women's College World Series. Tell us about Alexander Shunnarah, Brownie.
Shunnarah.com, Birmingham guy. Born in Birmingham, grew up in Birmingham, went to college at UAB, and he said, you know what? I want to be an attorney that helps my community, so I'm not going to go build my firm in some bigger city than Birmingham. I'm going to do it right here in Birmingham, Alabama, and boy, has he done that. Now more than 150 attorneys under one roof there. More than 500 dedicated team members that work for Shunnarah.com. And that's what he's done in the city of Birmingham. Just a tremendous organization there. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. And, oh, by the way, they win cases. More than $2 billion recovered for their clients. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com, whatever you face, Shunnarah.com.
They just couldn't keep up. Alabama couldn't with Texas Tech's big sticks. And 5-4. Texas Tech won game one on a walk-off Maya Williams home run, and then a 2-0 shutout in game number two. So the season ends for Alabama 56-9, 19-5 in the SEC, 16th Women's College World Series in only 30 years of the program. 16th time, that's fourth all-time for trips out there. The last three times they have gone to the semifinals. They have not been able to make it to the championship series. They've got one national championship back in 2012. They were still, working their way into the super regionals or the regionals, the NCAA tournament. But there had been a couple of things missing from the program the last few years until this team. Here's Patrick Murphy after the doubleheader eliminating loss for Alabama last night.
I wish all of you could have been in the locker room after, because I have 3 alums that won a national championship and now they're on the coaching staff. And Kayla Bro started, and she said that, and this was the team that made the alums proud, and I had that all year long too. They would text or email or call and say, that's Bama U. That team is Bama U. And so they brought this love back to the game for each other. It's one of the best player-led teams I've ever had in 28 years. And it was this one right here. And, as a coach, that's what you hope for, is the players lead the team, because it makes my job easy. I don't have to discipline anybody. I mean, it's very, very enjoyable as a coach to watch that happen. And basically you hope you don't screw it up, just a great group.
5-4, 2-0 with Texas Tech, who was the runner-up last year with 2 superstar pitchers. They'll rematch with Texas. If you follow softball at all, I'm about to read a comment for people that may not follow it as close as I do sometimes. The separation from about 6 or 7 of the 8 teams out there, other than Mississippi State, who had a great run to get there, also close. I mean, the parity of this sport has grown so much. But we talk in college football all the time about once you get to the playoffs, you got to do something. From an Alabama fan, I won't even give his name here. About tired of Murphy. He is the Mark Richt of softball. Wins a lot of games, but can't win the ones that count.
I was going to ask you.
I've actually had people say that it feels like there's a lot of meat left on the bone.
I was literally going to ask you before you even read that. I had no idea that comment existed. Would you consider him the Bob Stoops of softball?
I mean,
and that is not necessarily an insult. Bob Stoops is a Hall of Fame coach.
I mean, Oklahoma fans would love to have Bob Stoops back.
I mean, but Bob Stoops won a lot of games, played in a lot of big games, and he had the one national championship.
Yeah, I mean, but again, you watched that sport last night, and I told Forrester I thought Tennessee would win it all because they have a pitcher that throws it like 70,000 miles per hour. She's like 7'2", and she's dropping the ball at the plate when it comes out of her hand. But they got beat by Texas, who won it last year, who's back in it. Texas Tech's back. Canada and then the girl from UCLA, the lefty, are just two great pitchers. I think to be there in that position, when you make changes at coaching staffs like fans want to do sometimes, you end up going in a different direction than the one you're at right now.
Yeah.
You were the number 1 overall seed. You were 19-5 in the SEC, which, you know, is riddled all over the top of the sport like it is in baseball. The reason I brought it up and read the comment is what we always say in football. Like, okay, it doesn't matter if it's 12 or if we go to 24 teams. Once you get there enough, just getting there is not going to be enough.
Nope, it's not.
Right?
Your expectations change, and, you know, Indiana's, Kurt Cignetti will learn that.
That's right.
I mean, he's going to learn that. If Kirk Cignetti has a couple of early outs, I mean, it's going to be like, God, it's so much better. His first couple of years, what changed?
Rams just going to the NFC Championship
won't be enough.
It wasn't enough last year. They were the best team, and
but it won't be enough again.
It was a good year, but you feel like there was meat left on the bone with the Rams last year, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now this year, more on that in a second, but this year it'll be even different. 16 of your 30 years of existence, you've been to the Women's College World Series.
More than half the time you've been a team, you've been in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Fourth most all time.
But, it's
and this guy's the Mark Richt of
Bob Stoops.
No,
Bob
but you
Stoops
think about it like this. Wonder if you were Mike Martin, Florida State.
That's right. Did he go 21 times?
Yeah, 21 times to Omaha and never won it.
Yeah, I know.
And he is considered one of the greatest coaches in college baseball history.
And we're Florida, and I assume there were some people like the text I just got and others that you hear from.
Oh yeah,
that were saying that about him. We need to move on from Mike Martin.
And I think then once he retired, I think Florida State fans are like, damn, we were lucky to be in all those World Series. Like to extend your season, it's almost like Marv Levy and the Bills. Again, I know Murph's got the one championship and Marv Levy never got one, but Bills fans have got to be thankful for those 4 consecutive Super Bowls. It's frustrating once you get there and you don't have that championship to celebrate, but you still got an incredible product year in, year out.
And you were in the mix. I mean, you never know when the ball is going to bounce your way. I mean, if there was one more person on last night, or if that ball in the second game hadn't been pulled a little foul, would have been a game-tying home run.
Or you think about
Kevin,
it.
He's 1-16 in Women's College World Series.
Well, you're talking about
there 16 times. You won one of them. Yeah,
it's true stat.
Well, how different would if he would have stayed in Baton Rouge?
Yeah.
I mean, how many days was he there?
I think 3.
Yeah, how different is there's no chance you can say Alabama softball would be in a better spot.
No, heck no. Who are you going to hire?
I mean, the best situation. Murph's done this a long time now.
Yeah.
I feel like Kayla Breaux, who gave up what she is doing, come back, and she's coaching at first base, and she's the hitting coach and is on that coaching staff. I sort of feel like she will eventually take over the program.
Maybe so. So there's an obvious.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
I think she came back knowing that she's eventually going to take over the program. But anyway, that's more softball than I wanted to talk there. Before we talk about the big trade and get to Rob Vaughn coming up, we want to tell you about a couple of our great sponsors. Inverness Country Club is one of them.
ICCalabama.com. I'll be out there a little bit later today enjoying the beautiful golf course there at Inverness Country Club, but it is so much more than that. And if you're looking for a place to be a member at Inverness, Inverness is a great place for you. You could call Aaron and get a tour set up, 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608, or see it all at ICCalabama.com. Beautiful course, great clubhouse, tennis facilities, fantastic. But listen, the best part about Inverness Country Club, the people. The people. They are fantastic people out there. You will love it. Get a tour today from our friend Aaron, 205-991-8608. 205-991-8608, ICCalabama.com.
And our buddy Greg from Pell City, he was watching baseball and softball yesterday. He texted me about what a big hit or a bad play that was. He's also texted me about, with all the rain, he is between thunderstorms jumping on these roofs and taking care of all of our next round listeners and viewers. Unbelievable guy there. He appreciates your patience as he gets to all the work during this stormy season. But please go ahead and get in line for that free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. Be patient. He'll get there to you, 205-542-3531. Free no-cost roof inspection. Hey, there's a reason why there's a line. He's the best in the business. StormRestorationRoofing.com. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. And he does roof replacements, storm damage repairs. You move quickly to the top of the list. If you got some storm damage, he comes out and secures your home and makes sure you've got no water entry points, and he'll take care of everything. Great with the insurance providers. He's just the best. StormRestorationRoofing.com. Back to baseball. We talked to the Tides. Rob Vaughn coming up on the other side.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Our Innisfree countdown to kickoff is 88 days. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere. At Innisfree, 88 days until college football. But we are a baseball-crazy state right now.
We are, and one of the reasons why, the Alabama Crimson Tide, which will be hosting a regional, we just found out start times late night. Saturday, Coach Rob Vaughn is with us now, head coach of the Crimson Tide. First of all, Coach, welcome in, and congratulations on making the Super Regional. It's a heck of a road it takes to get to that point.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. It's been a long ride. It's been a fun ride. And man, it's really great to be able to do it at home. So you got a really tough St. John's team coming in. I think you guys kind of alluded to it, man. I think how cool for our state. I mean, what a cool thing for our state to have 3 super regionals happening. Obviously, what Butch has done at Auburn, what Skyler's done at Troy fighting like heck to get in, hosting a super. What a cool thing for our state. But man, my folks going to be right here in Tuscaloosa against a really good St. John's team. So fired up that we get to host it at home and man, excited to pack this place out.
And I spent 6 years at Jacksonville State, almost got a degree. Man, we were close, Coach. We were so close to having 4.
I tell you what, man, those guys, and I'm not saying this, that's one of the best teams we played all year. Like as far as like complete teams, they played hard, they threw the ball well coached. Man, Steve Beecher's done a great job kind of resurrecting that thing. And, man, they were good this year and just fell a little bit short. I thought when they got in that winner's bracket, I thought for a fact they were going to be kind of running through and getting into that super.
Let's take it back to the last time you guys were on the field closing out Oak State to get to the Super Regional. Eric Hines, the solo shot in the top of the 8th. What's going through your mind at that point? Because you're probably thinking, hey, we don't rally here. We've got to beat these guys again.
Yeah, I think the first thing is he's going to get a swing off. Like, I can tell you that. Like, we tell Eric all the time, man, you like swing with bad intentions, man. Like, when you get in that box, be dangerous. And that's the beauty of what he's done all year is he's just continued to get better. But my favorite thing about him and the reason he's had so much success is he is not afraid of the moment. I think some guys get into those spots and it's like that fear of failure, that little bit of hesitation, that little bit of uncertainty can creep in. And, man, when you do that, you give yourself no chance. And usually it takes some time for you to have that confidence. Eric stepped in the middle of the season with that confidence and carried that in to one of the biggest moments of his young career, one of the biggest moments of our season. We're leading all game, give up back-to-back homers with 2 outs. Now we're chasing in the 8th against an arm that we haven't touched. I mean, Lund came back and was 97 with a slammer, like was good, and Eric gets a hanging breaking ball and hits it high and far. And awesome storyline. He's a Tuscaloosa kid. He's an Alabama kid. This place means the world to him. For him to give us a chance to extend that thing into the 11th was pretty special moment for him and his family. And man, he's gonna be a fun one for the next couple of years.
8 o'clock, game 1, Saturday night, best of 3 series. RollTide.com, get your tickets, all the information you need there for what's coming up Saturday night. Rob, I had a chance to do a couple of games on radio for the Crimson Tide Sports Network your first year, and I want you to tell the people what you inherited and what was the first thing you had to do when you started to build to where the program is right now, because the attitude change I saw in that program from year before to what you brought was amazing.
Well, I appreciate that. I've said this, and I think this is probably the case for any profession, but college baseball is a people business, man. I mean, it's really what it is. Like every coach talks about culture and this and that. Like culture is getting the right people in the door. It's the first thing. Yes, there's standards. There's all of these things, what you tolerate, all of these things that you hear coaches talk about. But you got to get the right people and the right families in the door first, and that starts with your coaching staff. Like that's the biggest piece. Keeping Jason Jackson on staff was a huge piece of the culture we were trying to get. Mike Morris and Anthony Papio coming with me from Maryland was a huge piece to getting the mentality and the foundation of this team laid the way we wanted to be laid. Garrett Wood, who just came off a national championship season in 2022 at Ole Miss, getting him in the fold. Just those pieces were where it started. And then I think from there, we had some talented players. Justin LeBron was an incoming freshman coming in. Zane Adams was an incoming freshman coming in. The biggest thing was, can we get those guys to school, and can we keep those guys committed? So, man, one of my first order of business was press conference in Tuscaloosa, meet the team, get on a plane fly to Miami, get on a plane fly to Houston to go make sure we had those two kids coming. And I got to give the previous staff credit, man. There was some really talented players. There's another player in A.J. Ewing who was committed in that class, did not make it to campus, and made his big league debut with the Mets this year. Like, dude can really hit. So that would have been a fun one to get to campus. But they're very talented. So our big thing, though, is like your culture has to match you. I believe in the law of attraction. Like-minded people are drawn to like-minded people. So we had our staff in place. We had to get the players in place that felt the same way, that valued the same things, that cared about the same things. That's how you build something. That's what we did for 11 years at Maryland. That's what we're going to do here in Tuscaloosa, is get the right people on the bus, get people that care about what we care about. And I think the byproduct of that is you get a lot of guys pulling in the same direction that can accomplish special things. So I think that has been our mission since we started. I think the portal opened yesterday, so you can imagine how my staff and I have been working through that, of preparing for the Johnnies this weekend while balancing that a little bit. But you got to be careful in that. There's great players in there that can destroy your culture real quick. And there's great players in there that can enhance your culture. So you're trying to go through that process and make sure you get the right people on the bus. And like I said, I think Jason Jackson, Mike Morris, and Anthony Papio, Garrett would have done an incredible job of kind of being the safeguards of that culture by bringing the right people in here.
Alabama coach Rob Vaughn with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. It is a Saturday, Sunday, Monday regional for Alabama. It starts 8 o'clock Saturday night. Heads up, Nate Oates and Kalen DeBoer. Who bought tickets down at Auburn for the students?
Stephen Pearl and Alec Golish.
Alex Golish, yeah. So Nate Oates, Kalen DeBoer. I mean, you don't want to you don't want to be won up by the Auburn coaches, right? So maybe Nate Oates and Kalen DeBoer will buy some tickets for Alabama students there. Jim mentioned when you took the program over, I don't know if this is how you set goals. I don't know how you do it. But did you look at it and say, like, okay, if we could be in a super regional, if we could host a super regional by year 3, I think that's a realistic goal. Like, was that ever a goal? And is it kind of tracking with maybe what you thought you could do when you took this program over?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think when you come in, you're trying to look at a couple things. Like, where are we at? Like, there's times you take over a program and call it what it is. It's a dumpster fire in every way, shape, and form. From, man, the players aren't the right players, the culture, the people, all of that stuff. We were not starting from ground zero here. We weren't. Like, man, when I went to Maryland, it was kind of the same thing. Eric Backage, who's now at Clemson, was the head coach at Maryland before the staff I was on got hired. And, man, they had done some of the work of, like, getting some of the guys in there. There was some talent coming in. The culture of hard work and, like, all of that was already kind of being settled in there. And so for us, it was like, can we take the next step? Same thing here. Like, there wasn't bad players in this program when we got here. Now, was there some things we needed to adjust? Sure, because we're different coaches. It's a different staff. It's a different belief system, maybe holistically. But, man, there was good players in here. So we didn't really go in. I didn't sit down in my interview with Greg and give him a roadmap of, like, year 1, we're a regional. Year 2, we're a 2 seed. Year 3, we're going to host this and that. For me, it was like, I think you can do special things with special kids if you set it up, and there's no timeline for that. And, man, like, I think things have gone the way they've gone for a reason. I believe everything kind of, and I don't know why, I can't explain, but I think you get put in situations for a reason. And I think I look at this team and I look at what they've gone through, and I look at the challenges of injuries before the season even started, guys out for the season that we weren't expecting before the season even started, to losing game 1 of your season. Like, we lost the first game of the year at home to Washington State. And, man, it was like this season on fire, burn it to the ground. We're wasting Justin LeBron's last year in Tuscaloosa, all these things to, hey, we kind of rally, and then we get swept in Kentucky, and then we rally, then we get swept at home against Arkansas, and then we rally. And this is what life looks like, man. You have ups and downs, and it's how do you respond to them. And so I think for me, there wasn't a timeline laid out of we got to do X, Y, and Z over these first 3 years. But I did believe we could be really good here. And I believed once I got through the door, we could be really good in a short period of time. And so it's just been an exciting 2.5 years. This year has been a really, really fun year because it has been hard. It has not gone according to plan in so many ways. And I think so many times those are the stories that you remember more. Like the wire to wire, everything went the way you wanted is sometimes easier and sometimes less stressful. My beard has gotten way more gray this year. But man, like, I wouldn't trade this journey for anything. And I hope I still get 2 or 3 more weeks with these kids.
So how well do you know, if at all, Mike Hampton, the head coach for the Red Storm? I know he's not the Mike Hampton that used to deal, for the Mets and the Astros back in the day. Yeah. But how well do you know Mike, and what are the strengths of this St. John's team that'll be rolling into Tuscaloosa? Like you guys, they went to the regionals without losing a game.
Yeah, I know Mike really well. We go back a long way. One of my previous coaches, Rory Mascara, is the head coach at Duke now. He was my pitch coach at Maryland. Worked with Mike at St. John's. Mike worked for legendary Ed Blankmeyer, who's a legend in the college baseball world for a lot of years. This is the one thing I'll tell you, like, if you're going to go to Queens and you're going to go to St. John's and play, you're not soft. I can tell you that. Like, they attract tough kids. That's what they do. You look at their leadoff hitter, junior college kid, played with our center fielder last year, Richie Bonamala. We know how talented he is. Adam Agresti, their catcher, who's hit 19 homers and is like tough heartbeat hit. He's the one that hit the grand slam yesterday. We recruited him when I was at Maryland. Know Adam incredibly well. Really good player. You watch their games, they were losing in every one of those games and came back to win. So you talk about culture, you talk about toughness. We got a tough group of dudes that believe that they can absolutely come in and sweep us this weekend too. Like, I can promise you that. Those guys are not going to be scared. They're not going to be intimidated. They're not going to do that. So, like, for us, it's going to be how mature can we be in our approach? Can we show up? Can we, kind of like we did against Alabama State in the 4th seed, is can we respect our opponent while having supreme confidence that we can dismantle them if we do it together? And so we did against Alabama State, and it's what's going to take this weekend because it's going to be 9 innings. It's not an accident that these guys roll through the Tallahassee Regional. They're just good. They've got tough offensive players. They've got some arms that have stuff that like to pitch at the top of the zone, that have good heaters at the top. So not an accident, man. Like, I know those coachings really well. I know that program really well. I've been to St. John's before. And like I said, man, like, the biggest message our guys are going to hear from me when we get out to practice this afternoon is like, I guarantee you they were all sitting at home cheering for St. John's to beat Florida State yesterday. But you got a tough group of gritty New Yorkers coming in that want to kick you in the tail, and we're going to have to show up and be tougher. So, great dudes, love them, be good to see them. I'm going to give them a hug before the game and then try to kick their butt for 3 hours after that.
Anywhere in a box, closet, or your shelf behind you, do you have any Kannapolis Intimidators or Great Falls Voyagers gear?
I don't know if I got any out here. I definitely got some at the house, though. I definitely have some of those hanging at the house. Like, oh yeah, spent 2 years in those places. Those are some fun rides.
Yeah, minor league baseball, the facilities you have at Alabama, or what you experienced in the minors back in the day, because minor leagues have changed. You keep a lot of guys in college baseball. They don't go to the minors anymore, so they're getting a little bit better experience, I think, than you got.
Oh my goodness! I started in Bristol, Virginia, and I was in the Bristol Sox, their rookie ball team, and I'm excited. Like, I've waited my whole life to get to professional baseball. I got drafted. I roll into the Bristol clubhouse, and the lockers are 2x4s and chicken wire. That was our locker room, and I'm like, all right. So I was like, yeah, this is fine. Like, and they start talking about post-game spreads. I'm like, oh, sweet, they're gonna feed us after the game. Guys, I'm not kidding. We had crock pots of SpaghettiOs almost every day after the game. Like, I was like, I waited my whole life for this. Like, this sucks. But man, the most fun stories. Had a great experience. There's a place called the HoF up in Great Falls that we used to go to dinner after every game. That we play shuffleboard all day. Like, that was our spot, man. Like, just some fun experiences at those places. But you're not wrong, man. College athletics it's why I think you're seeing that. You see the facility. You turn on the regional weekend. Like, I get that some of these kids get enough money out of high school that you can't say no, no doubt. But man, you don't get back the experience that Brady Neal got yesterday or on Saturday in the 11th inning. That is something that he will remember, that feeling in that moment for the rest of his life. He cemented himself with that swing in that moment as a legend in Alabama baseball for the next 25 years. And I think those are moments that, man, like, I know there's a lot of money out of high school at times for these kids in professional baseball. Those are the moments you'll never forget. And you hear Brady, I heard his post-game interview, and I'm not an emotional guy, and I've got tears running down my face listening to his stuff because it was so real. It was so genuine. It's what you want all these kids to get. So, man, I have some great stories from pro ball. I love my time in Kannapolis and Bristol and Great Falls. But I'm good. I don't need to go back there. I think about a year and a half is enough for me.
I told these guys the best summer of my life, 1995. I was the play-by-play voice for the Elkhart Dusters in the old Jayhawk League. You're a Kansas State guy. Did you ever play in the Jayhawk League? Oh yeah.
So I played in Junction City, which was like kind of an independent team, but we played all the Jayhawk League teams. We played in Hayes. Hayes is the worst smelling town.
It was the first game that I did. I had a mistake because I did play-by-play by myself, and I didn't have a color guy. And we went extra innings against Hayes, and we didn't have any sponsors, so I needed to piss so bad. So we go like 11 innings, and I can't get out of the seat. So I made sure whoever the starting pitcher was the night before was my color guy moving forward.
I love that. I love the NBC World Series in Wichita.
24 hours a day, man. Awesome stuff.
I did it my between my sophomore year and my junior year. I was in that league, so it was a blast.
So we get guilted all the time of bringing up football, but because he brought up Kalen DeBoer.
He needs to buy tickets because Alex Golish did.
And he's got the money to buy the tickets.
That's right.
But I would ask you, Kalen DeBoer at Sioux Falls hit .510 his senior year. So who is the better former baseball player on campus, you or Kalen DeBoer?
Kalen DeBoer, I couldn't hit a lick, man. Like, I couldn't hit. I was a defensive first catcher, man. I could really defend. Now, you knew that. I'm still the best catcher on this campus. I can tell you that right now. I can still do it. But and Brady's darn good. But no, it's funny. Kalen's the best, man. Like, and I saw it, man. I put out something on Saturday or Friday. I don't know, all these days run together. Kind of getting our crew, man. Like, we need more people. We need to fill the stadium. We need more intensity. We need this. And man, I got a text right before I got on with you guys. I think the stuff opened 24 minutes ago, and there was 15 seats left in the stadium. So
wow.
sounds like the squad's showing up, and man, they're gonna and it ain't done. When we sell that, they're opening up GA tickets after that. So I can tell you, if somebody wants to show up and be at this game, we ain't gonna turn them away. So I want this thing overflowing with people, and it's going to be a blast.
RollTide.com for those tickets when they open those up. RollTide.com to get those. As you get out of here, the Nolan Ryan photo behind you is the most awesome thing you've got up there.
Yeah.
As I say that, I notice you've got a Jesus hat. So let me backtrack. That is the second most awesome thing you have up there.
I'm trying to put my head in the way of it so you didn't feel guilty.
My bad. The Ryan Express, second to Jesus for sure. Why is that photo there? Why is it meaningful to you?
Man, I grew up in Houston, and so I grew up, and when I was a kid, that was Nolan Ryan days back there, and we talk about it all the time. I've got two things of his. This one, and I used to always think this was when he got in the fight, and then he just kept pitching with blood on his face. And I'm like, oh, it's awesome. They didn't throw guys out of the games back then, and this and that. And he's just pitching after he bloodied up Robin Ventura. This was actually after Bo Jackson hit a line drive off his face, and kept pitching. So I have this one here, and then in my basement at home, I have the signed one of Robin Ventura in a headlock getting pummeled by him. But man, he embodies what this game is, man. It's toughness. It's all those things. It's what we got, man. We've got Johnny Lynn playing in a super now with a broken finger. We had Brady Neal, who dislocated his thumb in the ninth inning on blocking a ball in the dirt, went to the back, popped it in himself, threw the guy out in the bottom of the 10th and hit the go-ahead homer in the top of the 11th. Like, that's Alabama, man. Like, Coach Saban's teams weren't soft. I can tell you that right now. Like, those guys were tough as all get out. I talked to the teams that went to Omaha in the late 90s here, and that's the first thing they talk about. They don't talk about how talented they were. They talk about how tough they were. One of the guys literally told me, he was like, dude, we just as soon fight you in the bar as we would beat you on the field. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know that I want to sell that to my kids right now, but I'm all about the toughness that comes with that. So, man, that's Nolan. That's who he was. It was just a throwback to what makes this game beautiful. And it's like, give me the thing and let me go. I got blood running down my face. Don't care. Give me that ball, and I'm going to go get the next guy out.
Awesome. Hey, sticking with that mentality, tough defensive catchers always have the mentality, if somebody charges my pitcher, I'm not letting them get out of the box. Like, before they take that step. Do you have a great story from all of your days of having to track down somebody that was going after one of your pitchers?
So we were in college, and my senior year, my college roommate, who was the best man at my wedding, AJ Morris, one of my best friends still to this day. Him and I text all the time. So AJ's having a career year. And like I said, I got drafted. I played pro ball. I was the 30th round draft pick. Let's not kid ourselves. That's when there was like 100 rounds, and anybody that had a pulse, they were like, hey, come play professional baseball. So I was a late round draft pick, but I was a senior. AJ was kind of like the prized possession, and he had been throwing the ball really well, unhittable, ended up being a fourth rounder, pitching the big leagues, and ended up getting hurt, and it's what ended his career. But we're at Nebraska, and Nebraska got a great fan base, rowdy fan base. So we're there in a huge game, ball and dirt in the first, runner at third. I block the ball, kind of kicks to the side. I run and get it, throw it home. This guy's safe at home. And so my initial reaction was like head down, like frustrated with myself. Like, man, I block that all the time, and I didn't block it. We're down. And I look up, and him and AJ are nose to nose. I'm talking like ready to go at it. And all I'm thinking is we have no chance here if AJ gets pumped. So I get in between my push AJ back towards our dugout, and then I push their guy back towards their dugout. But, college baseball works. All the guys are flooding out to like high-five the guy for scoring. Well, when I pushed their guy back, it was like a storm of Nebraska Big Red and Rob. And so we go through all this, and it's your typical baseball fight, right? Like, we're all just kind of pushing each other, acting like we're tough, and we're not doing anything in there. Nobody's punching anybody. It's just kind of that. We get it broken up. And so now it becomes like, how are we going to separate this? And I'll never forget Brad Hill, who's my college head coach. He's like, because it was me or AJ were getting thrown out of that game. You just had to. They had to do something. And he was like pleading with the umpires to throw me out. Like, for God's sakes, don't get rid of AJ. Like, please take Rob. We will sacrifice him. Please take Rob. So I give AJ a hard time to this day. I'm like, yeah, it was real fun to watch him. I was a sacrificial lamb for you when I was trying to be the peacekeeper here. So not too many all out fights, but I got in the middle of that one, and I watched the rest of that game from the clubhouse, and but AJ got staying, and we won the game. So there we go.
Coach, portal open today, Super Regional this weekend. 25 minutes with us probably was not the best use of your time, but I hope you know how much we appreciate it. That's a fantastic visit.
No, it's awesome, man. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for all you do, and, man, excited for this weekend.
Yep, rolltide.com for tickets. Best of luck, Coach. Hope to see you in Omaha. Go get them.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Roll Tide.
All right, thank you, Coach. Take care. That is Rob Vaughn, the baseball coach at Alabama. Again, rolltide.com. Tickets selling fast. Go get them right now.
Sounds like the tickets are not going to be that hard to push around.
I guess not. They're almost sold out.
Did he just tell us their 50? Was that just for one game or for the weekend?
I don't know. I'll try to confirm that, but he said he got a text right before he came on
I think it was
with
for
us.
the weekend. I know he called everybody out on Saturday. It apparently worked. People showed up on Sunday. I'm sure it will be weather dependent, as always.
I think Saturday looks good. I don't know about Sunday.
I've got the odds to win the national championship right now.
Okay, hold that.
If you want to go through that.
Yeah, let's do that to the top of the hour here. Let's hear from Hoover Toyota, and then we'll get to those odds here. Tell us about Hoover Toyota.
If you're in the market, new or used, Hoover Toyota, they are the absolute best. They are our exclusive auto dealership right here on the Next Round. And I'm speaking from experience. First, got to meet Scott Peoples and his fine network of people back in 2024 when I was going to buy my daughter that RAV in December of 2024. When I got in the car buying market, I went in and got a Land Cruiser in October. Not only do they have the best inventory out there, they've they've also got that on-site finance department headed up by Kim. They do a fantastic job. They roll out the red carpet for everybody. That red carpet program, they want to make sure you are a customer for life with not only their sales department, but also with what they've got with that service department. For more information, you can stop by Highway 150, conveniently located, beautiful location there. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, or you can always go online to view everything at hoovertoyota.com.
All right, so 16 teams left, 8 go to Omaha. 3 of the teams are from our state, Auburn, Troy, and Alabama. Going into this thing, Auburn was considered the best shot at winning a national championship out of the state, more than Alabama. UCLA was the number 1 overall seed. They're done. Give us the odds.
Okay, so they've only got 11 teams listed. They don't list the Troys and the Little Rocks and the Cal Polys and even the St. John's.
Would they be a field bet?
You probably could get a field bet. They don't offer it right here.
Gotcha.
Who do you guys think the odds-on favorite right now with UCLA being out is?
I'm going to say it is
because not only
Georgia.
Yeah, not only is UCLA the 1 seed, Georgia Tech was the 2.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't talk much about them. That was a piss missile that kid hit. Did you all see that home run?
I can't. I mean, that game was over, it seemed like.
But he hit a bomb to walk that one off.
I would do it this way, LT. I think it would be Georgia, North Carolina, Auburn, Texas.
Here we go. Texas is actually 4-1. They are your shortest favorite right now. Then it goes North Carolina plus 450. Then Georgia plus 475. And then you've got a two-way tie between Mississippi State and Auburn at plus 550. So $100 pays you $550. Then it jumps to West Virginia at 10-1. Next up is Alabama at 15-1. At 19-1 is USC. At 20-1 is Ole Miss. And then we have both Oregon and Kansas at 22-1.
So 15-1 Alabama and Auburn was what?
Auburn was 5.5-1.
5.5
plus 550.
Yeah.
Yeah, big separation there between a few of those schools and the other, just in the betting odds.
Yeah,
but it's a weird sport.
They feel like there's 5 teams, and interestingly, 4 of those 5 teams are SEC teams.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good tournament for the SEC.
West Virginia will leave the friendly confines of Morgantown eventually, but they get another series with Cal Poly coming to town. So they've got a good chance to bounce to Omaha. The scene yesterday when they beat Kentucky.
By the way, if they do those Jell-O shots, can you imagine West Virginia fans? Because I don't know if they've ever been to Omaha.
Yeah.
Cut 7, Tyler. This is from West Virginia baseball. They win, and like in football and basketball, it is a scene at Morgantown after they walk off SEC Kentucky. How awesome. How awesome. Wow, what a scene. What a scene.
Too bad they're no good in football.
Yeah. I know. If they were better.
I got chills.
I know. No, it's really cool.
Yeah, I was about to say it is too bad they're not better at football and basketball like they used to be at basketball.
Of course, if they were, they'd probably be in a different conference in the Big 12, right?
That regional was an amazing scene.
Every game was crazy.
Every game was nuts. Those 2 games they played with against Kentucky were just absolute classics. Yeah. I've really enjoyed this baseball tournament. I've gotten, and it's not even really, I haven't watched that much Alabama and Auburn. I've watched a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
I was, Oklahoma, Georgia Tech was a fun game yesterday.
Oklahoma walks it off. Dayton Tockley
killed that ball, Jim.
Hits the home run.
And his mom in the stands was crying.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah, it worked out really good. And I'm sure there's a handful of our listeners, especially those in Mississippi now, is like we're talking like they just started playing college baseball this year.
Yeah.
They've been playing the sport a long time.
I don't watch much of it, I promise you, but this tournament has baited me in with some of these storylines, and it's been a pretty fun tournament.
And I understand how they feel because Harper now is 25, and I started watching the softball World Series when she was an infant. I would go back up from the pier and back into the house to get her out of the sun, really just to watch, to get away from somebody on the pier. And I'd go back up, hold the baby, and feed them and keep them inside. And softball was on. I fell in love with the sport. It's just so intense and so much fun. So now when people are like, this Women's College World Series, it's the most underrated. Nobody talks about it. I'm like,
I've been here
25 years.
I've been here, son.
25
I'm
years.
a charter member.
Yeah, and this baseball is good. But I do think, like we're seeing in football and college basketball, I think there's more parity.
Well,
and I think that helps it.
NIL impacts the sport less than those two. Now, it's not absent in this sport, but I do think a St. John's, a Cal Poly, a Little Rock, a Troy can compete, obviously, on the same level of a Florida State, of a UCLA, and of those teams.
I don't want to argue with you, but remember where we used to have the big problem with the lottery states and not the lottery states? Yeah. The NIL sort of has freed that up now, where Alabama and Auburn can be more competitive with the lottery
I guess in a way
states.
it impacts it more. You know what I meant, though, is it's not the high number, like in basketball or football where you can go get a big price tag guy. Those just don't exist as much in baseball. And it's harder to impact baseball with just one guy.
There was a time it was a Florida, state of Florida, state of Texas, state of Arizona, state of California sport when I was growing up, and it's not anymore, and that makes it more fun to get a scene like at West Virginia or at Plainsman Park last night.
Well, you start to, we talk about NIL, and baseball obviously doesn't have the money, but you get a JUCO guy that actually was literally eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's right.
And ramen all the time, and you pay them $100,000. I mean, that's why
there's
got
so
many
actual locker.
JUCO guys are making massive impacts, and it's hard to identify a lot of those guys and what they're going to be able to do at the next level. But that's a big difference. That's the reason that the Coastal Carolinas and the Cal State Fullertons have been so good.
And the biggest difference, in my opinion, is that they cut out half the minor league system in Major League Baseball, and you're paying them, even if you're not paying a lot, you're paying more than most of the guys make in minor league baseball.
So there's literally no other place for them to go but to stay in college baseball.
They cut out half the teams.
That's right.
They've cut out half the draft.
And Major League Baseball is basically like, thank you for developing our players now.
Thank you guys for being our minor league system with us having to pay for it.
We don't pay a dime for that.
That's 1 hour of the show. When we come back, we will talk a ton of stuff, including Auburn with a big running back recruit, Myles Garrett, now a Ram, maybe somebody coming out of retirement. We'll get to that. There was one other thing I wanted to get to. You'll find out what that is on the other side as we move on here today in a show that's being brought to you by our friends at Odie's. Tell us about Odie's, LT.
Odie's, great place to watch Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Obviously, Super Regionals coming up this weekend. You can watch them outside on that patio. Enjoy this incredible as we roll into summer weather. It's Birmingham Institution. 2 locations, the original in Crestline, the newer location right there in Edgewood, in Broadway, or on Broadway in Homewood. Stop in, enjoy the incredible food from the award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Again, Birmingham Institution. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. It's Odie's Tavern.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, we roll on to hour number 2. Clay's moved to 10:30 today, so we'll get to him coming up at 10:30. If you entered the Tyler competition over on TNR Clips, we'll announce the winner after Clay. 4 downs, trash in the final hour of the show. About to get to a couple of huge stories in sports, not all in our state, but some of them are. After I tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA, is there for you. They've been there for you for 70 years of compassionate care. I say compassionate care because oftentimes they are helping you through an issue, whether it's prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between. But they handle some day-to-day things like ED and testosterone treatment. But let me tell you, 1 in 8 men will experience prostate cancer or prostate-related issues. And that's why screenings and baselines and staying on top of your health is so important. No matter whether you're moving from your 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s, and so on. They do that for you at Urology Centers of Alabama. See everything they have to offer at UrologyCentersAlabama.com, UrologyCentersAlabama.com, or make an appointment at one of the 10 great locations, 205-930-0920, UrologyCentersAlabama.com. First basketball. Kentucky gets the big free agent guy from Iowa State, Milan Momcilovic. Close enough?
Yeah.
Close enough?
Yeah,
Momcilovic.
I'll allow it. This is the guy that was almost a 50% shooter.
48% from three-point land, 17 points a game. Matt Norlander of CBS Sports says his sources tell him Kentucky is paying him $6 million to play for Kentucky this year.
Well, not only can he shoot the three, I mean, he's a scorer. I mean, he's going to give you 16 to 18 a game. He's a guy that can rebound.
I bet he's not a lockdown defender. If I'm just going stereotypes here, normally these guys
I couldn't tell you if he's really a lockdown defender.
They're normally a traffic cone on defense.
But that does seem like a exorbitant amount to pay him.
Well, $5 million was the report to get Houck back to Florida. This guy's $6 million to go to Kentucky, if you believe these numbers.
Well, the highest paid guy that we know about this past season now, Yaks kind of threw a wrench in that with some of his comments. We don't, I guess, know exactly what he was paid. We know what he said he was offered by Kentucky. But the highest paid guy that we saw this year is also going to be the overall number 1 draft pick, and his team got what out of that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
AJ Debadza.
You would think Kentucky would be different than BYU, but, I mean, Kentucky was very fortunate to survive one round with a highly paid roster as it was.
Yeah, I've even seen the updated, way too early top 25 with this addition to Kentucky.
I've got it right here.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. I'm looking at it too. I mean, Brown, this might surprise you.
Jeff Borzello, ESPN.
Florida 1.
Florida 1. Duke, Michigan,
Okay.
Illinois, UConn, top 5.
All right.
Here are the SEC teams. Tennessee 6. Texas 9. Big move this year for a guy you've liked a long time, Sean Miller.
Sean Miller, yeah.
Arkansas 11.
I mean, both.
They got a little depth yesterday. They got
did.
the big 7-footer from UConn.
Yeah, I mean, both Tennessee and Arkansas have been praised for their work, Rick Barnes and John Calipari, in the portal.
Alabama 15, now that you got Amari Allen back. Vandy 18, you got Tyler Tanner back and another big guy. Missouri is 20, and Kentucky's not on my list, LT.
They were unranked. With the addition, they've moved up to 17th.
Okay. But I looked at it before they factored in.
They've redone the way too early top 25, and they have added the Iowa State transfer, and they're up to 17.
Okay,
but it's pretty amazing.
Does that bump Vandy and everybody down one?
Oh, they got Vandy at 19 now. Yeah, they were at 13. Yeah.
Missouri 21 now?
Missouri is 21 now.
Okay. So they just bumped out the 25 team.
That's right.
Which I think was North Carolina.
Yeah, Iowa State went from 18 to 24, losing him.
Yeah. So it's a long way from basketball season, but look at the price. $6 million. That's how desperate Kentucky is. Enough to move them into the rankings. They weren't there, but the roster around him, you're still just in the way too early. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're 6 in the SEC.
I'll just say this. If by the end of the year, they're still the number 17 team in the nation, I don't know that Mark Pope survives that.
No, he won't.
That would be an exit in the round of 32 if you do it that way.
Don't think it's going to help that, it's not going to be even money, but Florida's probably going to be plus 300, 3-1 to win the national championship. It seems like it's Florida and everyone else with 4 returning starters in that massive front line. So Kentucky has subpar season if Florida wins another national championship.
Yeah.
That's really going to wear on Kentucky fans.
If they're only 17th best, that would be an exit in the round of 32. You would not be in the Sweet 16. I don't know that Pope survives that.
So that's a little basketball news there, but the price tag got my attention. Let's jump to a little college football before we do the NFL, brought to you by Lance's Lock. We start the hockey Stanley Cup Finals tonight, Vegas and Carolina, 7 o'clock ABC. Tomorrow night, we start Spurs and Knicks in the NBA Finals. You can play all those at Lance's Lock.
Yeah, big week. We do have Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals up and available right now. We are 4-1 in the Stanley Cup Final playoffs right now. So 80% for you. Jump on board and win with us. We'll also have Major League Baseball. We're getting ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night. Free play every single day at lanceslock.com. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
By the way, because of all the developing stories and the carryover of the baseball with Auburn and the softball and the soon to talk about Myles Garrett trade, we're moving our discussion about SEC Big Ten coaches to tomorrow. We'll have graphics to support that, but we've ranked the SEC and the Big Ten coaches together, and we'll see who has the better coaching, 1 through, 34? 34, 1 through 34. We'll do that on the show tomorrow, and it'll be out on our social media tomorrow as well at Next Round Live on all the platforms at Next Round Live. But in college football today, before we do recruiting, the Big 12 last week, and I haven't brought it up yet, but they did something that's going to be very popular. They said, as they wrapped up their meetings, that they will allow Fox and ESPN live audio of their replays, joining the ACC as the conferences that will now let us listen to the replay reviews. And it's such good TV, it's only a matter of time before it's on the SEC and the Big Ten, too, you would think.
I mean, you would think they would feel the pressure, right? I mean, the ACC doing it last year, it was fantastic.
Yeah, the transparency. And I think it also made them go a little faster. Would you agree? Like,
I think
there was
so.
a little bit more urgency. They wanted to get it right, but they knew that, everybody's watching those replays. And, I just thought the conversation because you don't get full transparency in the other leagues, and I don't understand why you don't get it.
I don't either. I would have thought the ACC pressured everyone to do this last year because it was met with such praise, and I think the fans just want to hear what they're right or wrong. I mean, I want them to get it right. Why have replay if we can't get it right? I want to hear what they are looking at. Now, one reason the SEC, I don't know how bad this would have looked for that Auburn-Georgia game. The play at the goal line in the Auburn-Georgia game. I just don't know how bad that would have looked if we had live audio.
Apparently, it would have been terrible.
I mean, I guess. I don't
how
know.
long did it take?
It took forever, and I don't know that they
I don't
missed
think anybody agreed on it.
No, I think they missed 2 calls in the process of getting one wrong.
But isn't that why we want to hear it to see what – I mean, because if you're watching it, can you see if he's over or not over?
That's what it is. Damn, Johnny, I got no idea.
Yeah. I want to hear what they say. That's the best. I want to hear them say that's the best angle we've got. We don't have a better angle than that.
Yeah. So now you're killing ESPN at that point, right?
Yeah, or
your business partner,
the on-campus students if they're doing it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, the guy's got the ball in the end zone. So is it not a touchdown then? And then you start going through all the other rules that were part of it, and end up with
we're minutes away from a chip in the football, knowing when it breaks plane, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've had it in the USFL. I don't watch a lot of USFL, but
I don't know if that worked out or not.
Yeah,
you watch so little of it that the S is still there for you.
No, but I'm right there. I think I've seen 3 plays this year. Do they have the chip in the ball?
I don't know.
They do in the UFL. Yeah.
Is it worked?
I mean, I guess. I always say this about the tennis thing. Like, we just accept that that's 100%, right? Like, when they challenge whether the ball was in or out, they show it in the stadium, and you hear the crowd go, oh.
But isn't that the NFL that has that now, where they show whether it's a first down or not?
The NFL did it this year. I don't know if they maybe they showed it, but it started in the USFL and went to the UFL. Yeah, the NFL did have it this year.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to mark the first downs off of the chip in the football.
Yeah.
I don't remember
that.
No,
the NFL had it this year.
Or it may not be a chip, but it's all the cameras around the NFL stadiums.
Right.
Yeah, maybe the cameras.
But my thing is, like in tennis, we just assume that that's 100% accurate. Like, oh, yeah, it did hit the line. Yeah. And we're like, okay, that's 100%. You don't get that point.
On that Toy Story animation.
I know.
that fake ball hit that fake line.
It leaves that black spot, and you're like, oh, that black spot is on the line. They're right about that.
In recruiting news, we will get to that as part of our Spotlight today. Tyler, hit the spotlight, man.
The College Football Spotlight
is presented each day by our guy, Alexander Shinara. Shinara.com. Shinara.com. That is the place to go with any legal issue you have. Alexander Shinara can handle it. You may think of him as only a personal injury attorney. You would be incorrect about that. He handles fire and storm damage cases, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation, employment, a host of other issues, which is why we tell you all the time, any legal issue you have, Alexander Shinara takes care of it. Shinara.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys.
Alabama got a big running back in Nigel Newkirk earlier this week. We talked about it, and Auburn answers with their second 4-star running back. Kingston Myles picks Auburn over Alabama and Missouri. He's from St. Louis. So that gives Auburn now, if I'm correct, that big 4-star running back, and Myson Johnson-Cook, who I think is a 4-star guy as well, part of this recruiting class coming up. So 2 big studs. If you're an old Auburn fan who wants to get back to running the football the way Auburn used to run the football, those are 2 big Alex Goldish commitments there in this recruiting class. You did get a kicker commitment in Noah Ash yesterday.
Got to have those, man.
Alabama picked up a 3-star linebacker for the class of 2028. He's actually a class of 2029 guy who reclassified yesterday for 2028. Picking Alabama over LSU and Oregon is Bush Henry, B-O-O-S-H, nickname Bush Henry. He's 2028. You want to feel old moment of the day. Nicholas Pollock picked Clemson yesterday.
God, David's already got a kid.
Yeah, David
crazy.
Pollock's son.
That's amazing.
He's going to play at Clemson. Picked Clemson over Cincinnati and Wake Forest. He's an unrated tight end and/or linebacker right now. And then Clemson, though, it has 12 commitments in 14 days for Dabo Swinney. His recruiting class right now, 6 in the country, 12 4-stars, 7 3-stars, 19 commitments, 12 in the last 14 days for Dabo, 6 in the country at On3 Sports for Dabo Swinney. So maybe there's another chapter of Dabo Swinney's legacy.
He's embraced the NIL game. I mean, you're not 6 in recruiting if you're not embracing some NIL.
Yeah, but this doesn't factor. This is high school recruiting.
Doesn't matter.
Now. Yeah.
You're still paying those guys.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You're still paying those guys. So he's embracing NIL. And I was about to say, anytime we talk NIL, people only think transfer portal, but it's in recruiting too.
And I just did it right.
I know, but it's in recruiting.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big run there for Auburn. Alabama and Clemson this week as it's OV season, official visit season going on. To the NFL, and I appreciate Lance being very patient to talk about this after he tells us about Rowback.com and the promo code TNR20. I do not have a Rowback on today.
I do not today.
No, I was about to pull it off the rack. No Rowback on today, but I got a closet full of it.
I used the code yesterday. I ordered 2 more bathing suits. I got a trip coming up in the next few weeks, and we are going to be going somewhere hot weather. And I'm telling you, the bathing suit's such a great value. They've got so many different styles and colors and patterns to choose from. Very important because I used it yesterday. TNR20. You're going to get 20% back when you go to rowback.com. Not only that, they've got great golf wear too. From the golf shorts, the golf pants, obviously the collared shirts. Everything up and available right now, and very important you put in that code TNR20. Get 20% back from our friends at rowback.com.
And Kevin, who I was talking about yesterday, he sent me 2 Alabama shirts. He goes, which one of these do you like best? And I said, both.
Just get them both.
Yeah, TNR20, use them both right there, rowback.com. Appreciate that. All right, I don't know where it was on your scale of surprise yesterday, but Myles Garrett gets traded to the Rams. And my phone, I'm sure yours, I saw the social media post from Brooks, it was blowing up. Even mine was blowing up. And the first person I said was, I don't like the trade. How did I phrase it? Somebody was like, I bet Lance is very excited. I won't say what they said, but I think it involved a body part. But I bet Lance is really excited. And I instantly said, I'm not sure he is, because I know he thought the world of Jared Verse. So give me your reaction.
So first, me and Tyler are doing the next reel, and we've got a very interesting topic coming up. That'll be later today, probably.
Yeah, later today. And then if Warner Brothers decides to give me grief, then tomorrow morning.
So the first thing I do, I always try to time us out. And I had just told Tyler, I was like, we came in a little shorter than our normal mark. It was like 28 minutes. So when I cut my timer off, the first thing that pops up is breaking news, blockbuster deal in the NFL, Adam Schefter. But I couldn't see the entire article. So when I hit to go onto the article, I hear Brooks screaming, I'm getting LT's reaction right now. So then I was like, holy shit, in my head, because I didn't know where he was going. I was like, he's a Ram now. And so Brooks immediately walks in and he's like, he is a Ram. And so, I didn't really have time to process it when we did that quick video. I initially said, it sucks to lose a guy like Jared Verse. But when I digest it, to me, it's almost like, and at the time this happened in March of 2021, I didn't believe it to be true. And that was when Brad Holmes and Les Snead made this deal for Jared Goff, 2 first rounds for Matt Stafford. That was a win-win for both the Detroit organization and the Rams, obviously winning a Super Bowl that year. When I look at this, and you've got the Cleveland Browns giving up arguably one of the greatest defensive players of all time, coming off 23 sacks last year, but giving him up to get Jared Verse going into year 4, to get a first round in 2027, a second in 2028, and a third in 2029. Andrew Berry, their general manager, is trying to build for the future. They're getting some really good parts. They had one of the best drafts last month of anybody. So, they know that it's not this year. They're building for the future. So I think it's a win-win trade. I hate, again, that we lose Jared Verse. I don't mind the first-round pick. again, we've had
you've done it a ton, and it's led to being one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean the only guy outside of Ty Simpson that's first round on that team right now from the Rams was Jared Verse.
And I was doing an interview with our buddy Mike Grace, their show, The Press Box, this morning, and Jason Powers, one of the co-hosts there, made a great point. You look back now on them taking Ty Simpson in the first round, it makes way more sense, doesn't it? Knowing that you will not have a first round next year, and you're at some point going to have to address quarterback.
Well, so this thing was planned, and they didn't want to give up Jared Verse. I mean, the more you hear behind the scenes, and now Andrew Berry was like, we got to have Verse to make this deal go through. This is the Rams truly going all in. They lose to Seattle last year. I think they believed. I'd heard that Sean McVay is, never been this beat up over a loss. And I think him and Leslie got together and they were like, what do we got to do to make sure, at least on paper, we are the best team in the NFL? Look, and being the best team on paper doesn't equate to a championship. They were last year, and they still lost 6 games. Now, the crazy thing, I could go tell you multiple plays in all 6 of those games. You just take one away, they're 19-0.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a lot of the NFL.
Yeah, it is.
And some of that is they were 7th in sacks. So that number could go up. They were 19th in pass defense. If you're pressuring the quarterback, that number can go.
Well, and you went out and you got what they believe 2 lockdown corners from Kansas City, and Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie.
Yep.
So you had according to Pro Football Focus, the number 4 offensive line is how they graded out last year in the Rams. You had the number 2 by yards receiver in Puka, number 3 in touchdowns. Kyron Williams, over the last 3 years, is top 5 in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. Matt Stafford, coming off an MVP last year, had the most, not only yards, but most touchdowns by 12 over the second guy, which ironically was Jared Goff. And then you've got Myles Garrett, the only guy in NFL history to have at least 12 sacks in 6 consecutive seasons, and 23, an NFL record last year. I mean, you've got everything there. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to stay healthy. It doesn't mean you have a bad break here and there. So, this does not foolproof winning a Super Bowl, but going from plus 750 to plus 600 shows you how much Vegas like to move.
That's a pretty big jump. Yeah.
Plus 600, betting favorite to win the Super Bowl. 2 questions. One, Myles Garrett, injury history? None?
No. I mean, some. I'll tell you right now. What another thing is crazy. He's played 134 games in his career. He's got 125.5 sacks, almost a sack a game.
Wow, that gets after it. The other question I had is, there was a video of Aaron Donald working out, and he hinted about a new beginning.
He's been out 2 years now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, 3 years.
But he's still he's in a window young enough to play, right?
He's not played 2 seasons. Yeah. He has not played 2 seasons.
I think that's just 2 seasons.
Yeah. This will be his 3rd.
He played on your Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, but he had chicken on the bone when he walked away.
So back to Jared Verse, I remember, and I forgot which game it was.
Do you think Aaron Donald would come back?
No, I'm getting to Aaron Donald. Okay. Back to Jared Verse. During one of the broadcasts last year, they had an interview with Jared Verse, and he had just worked out with Aaron Donald. And he's like, I'll never do that again. He's like, I'll call you, you don't call me. He was like, that was the most brutal workout ever. I'm one of these, I follow Aaron Donald. He works out nonstop. He is in incredible shape. I saw where some guys, some Pro Football Focus guys did, if he came out of retirement, where he would rank amongst defensive tackles currently. They had him the 3rd best. I think there are people out there that believe he would be the best still. He's in that kind of shape. I don't know if he'd want to come back. Everybody says the Rams now with this move are completely capped out. But if he came back, it wouldn't be for money. It would be to come back and maybe be, I don't know what you guys think about this, maybe the best 1-2 defensive punch in the history of NFL.
Yeah. Life would be easier on him coming back with Myles Garrett on the team.
Well, you think about Myles Garrett had 23 sacks last year for an awful team that played from behind nonstop and had nobody else on that defensive line. And that's the thing. I was listening to Peter Schrager this morning. He said, talking to the Rams front office, when they went back and started looking at the tape, they were like, we knew he was exceptional and elite, but we didn't know how good he was.
Yeah.
So, he is next level. Again, you hate giving up Jared Verse to the injuries. After his 4th year, he's played 5 consecutive seasons without missing a game. So, pretty durable.
Yeah. Doesn't have a history pass like Micah Parsons does now and things like that.
And he's been very, very vocal about what a Super Bowl ring would mean to him. Brooks told me yesterday Cleveland fans were upset for me. I didn't mean to get off on Cleveland fans, but I was like, Myles Garrett finally gets to play meaningful games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've got to understand that's the truth.
It is the truth.
And he couldn't have been nicer on his way out. Wrote a great letter. Your brightest years of your franchise is ahead of you. Good luck to you. It was really nice of him. We'll see how it all plays out as the reigning defensive player of the year. That rarely happens. Gets traded to the Rams.
I did have multiple Cleveland Browns fans reach out to me yesterday and said, we hate to lose Myles Garrett, but we love the opportunity he's going to get to play for a ring, and we understand what Andrew Berry is doing.
Well, that's good. I'm glad
it does seem like a
win-win.
Yeah. That A.J. Brown trade finally went down. He's to the Patriots now. The Eagles get a 2028 first-round pick, a 2027 fifth-round pick, and they've been preparing for that through the draft. And
Rossini told us about it.
Yeah, for a long, long time. We got to get to Clay Travis coming up on the other side. The show being brought to you today by our friends at Crane U. LT, tell us about Crane U.
Yeah, our friends at Crane U. want to remind you, if you are in the crane industry or looking to get in the crane industry, the first big step is getting certified and becoming fully compliant. Crane U here to guide you every single step of the way. Crane U is your all-in-one destination for crane certification success. They guide you through every single step of the process, from comprehensive preparation, both in and out of the classroom, to ensure you're fully equipped for even the toughest exams. Then they will streamline your experience by administering both the written and hands-on test right there at their facility, so you can get certified with confidence and convenience. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. So the one call you make and you are good. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. Go craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
And our friends at Wada Wellness, Leslie, her board-certified team, standing by to help you. You're sitting here in June now, and you're like, man, I want to lose weight. I want to be healthier. You can do that with the folks at Wada Wellness. They're designed to help you jumpstart that weight loss plan. They got a variety of ways to do that. Injection therapy, yes, they've got that for you. They've got meal replacements, yes. They've got different 100 different ways of doing it. I use these protein bars to prevent bad snacking in between meals, which is a great way to gain weight. I've lost weight. I'm keeping it off now with our friends at Wada Wellness. Go to their website at planforme.com, planforme.com. The best thing is there's no contracts, there's no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is absolutely free. It's Wada Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Clay Travis, after LT tells you about New York Butcher Shop.
Hey, New York Butcher Shop, I am planning on picking up a couple of fillets tonight from our man Jim. Fantastic meats from that great staff of butchers. Also, the in-house sides made fresh daily. Those baked beans, incredible. Talk about the great desserts like the apple pie, fantastic selection of fine wines as well. They've got the deli sandwiches for lunch or dinner you can take home. 2 locations for you. The original Cahaba Heights, also Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
He is the founder of Outkick. You see him on Fox as well, national radio with Buck Sexton. He is Clay Travis with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. I saw, Clay, on Twitter, you made the same point that I have made. The college baseball NCAA tournament has become what the college basketball tournament used to be and probably never will be again.
Yeah, I think that if you like Cinderellas and you like the idea that in any given game, anything could happen, and you enjoy the idea of teams advancing that no one anticipated, you should be a fan of the College World Series because we've got a lot of it in the final 16 here. And a lot of teams advanced and were playing for trips to the Super Regional as well. And in college basketball, the money has become so extensive that overall talent has not been as widely distributed as it has been in the past. All the best mid-major players get paid a lot of money to go to the pros. Basically, I mean, pros meaning the big conferences. I saw a stat where the highest paid basketball players in the world are in the NBA. I think most people would say, yeah, that's kind of what I would anticipate. You know what's crazy? The second highest paid basketball players in the world now play college basketball. You make way more money playing college basketball than you do European pro leagues, any other pro league anywhere in the world. College basketball is the second highest paid. And I think that's going to create a lot of challenges. I think you're starting to already see it where a lot of guys are saying, hey, instead of playing EuroLeague basketball, instead of playing foreign basketball, I'm going to go make a lot of money in American college basketball. And we're going to see, unfortunately, I think a bunch of American college kids start to get bumped out of the sport. And that's a conversation going forward. But I think the result is the mid-majors don't have the dollars to compete. They don't have the talent to compete. They still do in baseball.
Tony Vitello, in his final 2 years in Knoxville, lost 32 games. He is currently 23-37 through 60 games in Major League Baseball. He still has over 100 games to go, and he's also already lost more in his first season than he lost in his last two in Knoxville. Do you think there is a chance one day he comes back?
100%. I talked about it with him. Tony Vitello is a friend. Candidly, he didn't know what coaching in Major League Baseball was going to be like. I have not talked to him about any of this since the season started, but he said he felt like he had he wanted to know, he wanted to scratch that itch to see what Major League Baseball was like, and he didn't know what it was going to be like. We talked about it. Hey, to your point, you are pained by losses. You don't lose a lot of games in college baseball. Even the best teams lose 60 games in Major League Baseball, right? There's that great line, you're going to win 60, you're going to lose 60. It's what you do with the other 40 that matters when it comes to how good of a baseball team you are in Major League Baseball. And so how is he going to deal with that? I think he's probably still figuring it out. But, yeah, I mean, I think even he would acknowledge, and he may have said it publicly before, at some point he might decide that he would rather coach in college again. And certainly there have been not Major League Baseball examples, but there's been a lot of guys that have gone into coaching in the NFL and then come back to college and liked it more. Nick Saban obviously is the most prominent, but Steve Spurrier did it. Pete Carroll left and went back and forth a couple of times. There's been a bunch of guys over the years that have done that.
Yeah. Well, win 54, lose 54. It's the other 54 that matters. And I agree with you. I think he comes back to college. I hate to tell you this. I think he comes back to LSU. I think it's it's other places other than Tennessee. I think it's LSU.
A guy at LSU's won 2 national championships.
He just missed the tournament, though. It's
he's won 2.
It's what you do for me lately.
Yeah, y'all think he gets fired?
Well, somebody's going to pay him a lot of money, and he's going to – I mean, this is the reality. Even if things don't work out in Major League Baseball, and it's still very early for him in Major League Baseball, I don't think he would only coach 1 year, for example. But if he decides to ever go back to college baseball, he'll be able to get any job that he wants, and there will be a ton of teams competing to pay him an absolute massive amount of money to come be their coach.
College Football Hall of Fame ballots out. We've already asked you about Mike Leach last time you were on. That's a good thing. Cam Newton is on there. Is that the easiest automatic first ballot Hall of Famer that you've witnessed? Is that an easy call for you? He's a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah, my argument, and I understand some people disagree with this take, but I think Cam Newton, the 14-0 national title team at Auburn, is the single greatest year I've ever seen any player have. Win the Heisman Trophy, win the national championship. I believe that Auburn team, they went 14-0, if I'm not mistaken. I think they would have been 8-4 or 7-5 if they had an average quarterback that year. I think Cam Newton elevated them to an entirely different caliber of team. Was perfect fit with Gus Malzahn's offense back in that day. But individual seasons, greatest individual season I've ever seen.
It's hard to argue. And it was such a weird season. You know, they had close game after close game after close game. They were far from a dominant team, but they were an unbeatable team. Normally, if you're an unbeatable team, you're a dominant team. Auburn was not that year.
Yeah, look, and I think you can argue other guys. Look, Tebow has had, I think the most dominant career of any SEC player. People can argue with that, but the amount that he played and the success that he had over his 4 years, 2 national championships. I know he wasn't the starter the first year. I think you can argue Burrow 2019 as one of those guys that deserves the commendation to have the greatest single season. To me, the difference maker between he and Cam is that LSU team was stacked everywhere. And you've seen a lot of NFL success, the Jamar Chases of the world, since that time. Whereas that Auburn team, I know they had Nick Fairley on the defensive side of the ball, but it was Cam who was carrying the weight. And, the shotgun, 3rd down, 4th down conversions that they used Cam for, he was a battering ram, not only in making plays in the passing game, but also what he did with his legs. I just think that's the number one best year. Burrow 2019, probably the best team, that LSU 2019 team, but I think Cam, best individual performance in a season.
You heard SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey say, by far, we're still the best conference, the SEC, from the meetings down in Dustin. We brought this up yesterday. If it wasn't for Ryan Day getting ultra conservative, in that semifinal game, they probably win that game. And the SEC goes 4 years not only not winning a national championship in football, but not playing for one, Clay, going back all the way to Alabama, Georgia in 2021. With that said, are the days of the SEC or field winning the national championship over?
Yeah, I do. I think so. Now, look, this gets into the weeds. Congress is trying to set new laws as we speak. And so it is possible that those new laws that Congress puts in place recalibrate the way that dollars are spent and can kind of represent a paradigm shift in competition. But I think the Big Ten schools at their top, whether it's Michigan, Ohio State, never would have believed it, but Indiana with the right coach, they have as much or more money to spend than the SEC does. And when you're spending similar dollars, the talent's going to be more evenly distributed. And the world in which Nick Saban had a 5-star sitting on the bench waiting to come in to replace another 5-star, it's just not going to exist anymore. And so I think what you're going to end up with is something much more akin to the NFL, which is individual quarterbacks like we saw last year with Fernando Mendoza, who can come in and be different caliber playmakers, are going to be the differentiators more than the overall surrounding talent. And I think the quarterback position is going to dictate way more going forward. And I think it's going to be a lot more like the NFL, with the caveat being, in the NFL, if you get a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson or a Justin Herbert or whoever you want to point to, Joe Burrow as a great quarterback, you get him for 15 years. Best case scenario, probably in in college, you're going to get a starter for a couple of years. And that means you're going to see, I think, more substantial ebbs and flows in terms of the overall trajectory of these deals.
Finally, Clay, the bipartisan bill led by Ted Cruz on the Republican side, and he's been doing the media tour on this. I don't hate boo. I know it's bipartisan. Nobody can boo. I don't hate all the recommendations. This one in particular, I don't hate that a coach can't leave during the season. What I hate about it is the government telling people when they can and cannot take jobs. That is an awful precedent. That should be dead on arrival. We cannot have a world where the United States government is telling people when they can and can't hire people and when people can and can't take jobs. Even though the concept of it I don't hate, it can't come from the government.
Look, what I would say in general is I understand people who say Congress screws up everything. I don't want the government involved. I tend to be in that camp more often than not. They have to get an antitrust exemption in order for college athletics to be able to put any rules in place at all. So if you love college sports like I love college sports, like you guys love college sports, probably like everybody watching or listening to us loves college sports, then they have to have an antitrust exemption. And I could go deep into the weeds on this, but the reason why the NBA and the NFL and the NHL have all succeeded is they have collective bargaining agreements where they bargain with the players. That allows there to be a restraint on compensation. What it really means is the absolute best players make less than they would on the open market. The lower tier players make more. There is no union. These guys are not employees. You can't negotiate rules with them, which means every single player can sue and say this is an antitrust violation every single time something arises. So they have to do this. Congress has to act. They have given other leagues antitrust exemptions before. I'm actually testifying next week on Capitol Hill about some of this, which is going to be an experience. And that's the one that I look at and say they have to do it. Congress has to act. The antitrust exemption they need it because they have to put rules in place here.
But isn't that the problem with so many bills in both the Senate and the House, though? Why not just have a simple one-sheet bill that says they get the antitrust and then let them do the rules? Why are we trying to pass these rules? I mean, the Lane Kiffin rule is a late addition to this. I like some of these things, but I don't like other things. Pooling TV rights, I hate that. Why should the SEC, Notre Dame, and the Big Ten give up what they have in television? That's not capitalism. I agree with you. Just do a very simple one-sheeter. They have the antitrust exemption.
It's an option, not a requirement. So I think that that's going to be debated much going forward. And guys, I'm hopping on TV here, so I'm going to let you go. But I will talk to you next week.
Yeah, you're good. We knew the TV hit was coming up there. We got a little deeper on that than we needed to. Clay Travis with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
All right, and the show being brought to you today by our friends at Central State Bank.
It is the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have, but they are small enough to know you. Why? Because they're a community bank. That is a great benefit to you when you're dealing with a community bank, because the people that are making decisions are people in your community. It's not some stuff suit somewhere that you never see. How about those kids that are going back to school eventually? I'm sure as parents you're already ready to get them out of the house on summer, right? Well, Central State Bank will help them when they go back to school make smart decisions one day at a time. A Young Savers account. Report cards roll in, send it over. Your student can earn up to $10 for A's and B's. So it is banking that celebrates hard work, but it also builds lifelong good banking habits for them. Family-owned, community-focused Central State Bank, member FDIC.
All right, Tyler's been running a contest over on TNR Clips. For those that don't know, tell everybody what TNR Clips is and award your championship winners.
So TNR Clips is our second channel where you can catch up on all the best conversations on the main show in case you're out one day or you're late or you just want to relive some of our great takes on this show. And over the past month, I've been running a contest where if you subscribe to TNR Clips and send me a picture showing that you're subscribed, you get entered to win some free TNR merch. So that is what we are going to do right now. I've got the random number generator set up. So first off, the grand prize, that will be a TNR shirt and a TNR hat. It will go to entry number 23, which is Andrew Bolin.
All right, Andrew Bolin.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's number.
That's right, the 023.
Or Andrew Bolin, depending on your pronunciation.
That's
Maybe
right.
He's from the French part of Alabama, Bolin.
Could be. So the runner-up prize, you get your choice of a TNR shirt or a TNR hat. Only one. It will be entry number 32, which is Scott Neesmith.
Scott Neesmith.
Yeah.
One of the great monkeys.
Yeah. Or Naismith, depending on where you're from. Yes.
What syllable you put the emphasis on.
That is true.
Yes.
I like the Monkees, so I'll go Neesmith. Well, I liked the Monkees show when I was a kid. I didn't really like
you
the
really?
music. The show when I was a kid. I didn't really care for their music eventually.
Great actors, right?
Michael Neesmith, yes.
And then the third final prize given out today will be a sweet TNR tumbler mug sort of deal. And that goes to entry number 2, which is Michael Kleckler Jr.
Oh.
Not senior.
Not senior.
Not old man Michael.
Yeah.
Young Michael.
Michael
Little
Kleckler Jr. All right. So those are the winners. TNR Clips over there. And maybe you'll do that again for another month coming up very soon.
Yeah, I might do that again. Might try and see if we can give away something more than merch, but we'll see what we got going on in the future.
A night at the movies with you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're there every night.
I don't think I want to give that away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't give away the milk.
Tyler values those, all right.
Before they buy the cow. Michelson gives us the viewing menu. We'll bring Tyler back in after LT tells us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100, the number I called way back in 2003. Had the 2200 vision, was legally blind without the aid of contacts after the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next Next Round sent you. She is going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation, 0 to lose, to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michaelsonlaservision.com.
Okay, apparently right after the show, Taylor Swift and is it Pixar announced that she's part of Toy Story 5. She's got an original song that drops Friday. I knew it. I knew it. I knew you. It's with Jessie, the Jessie character.
Yeah, that broke about 1 o'clock after you had said it yesterday.
Yeah.
So you beat everybody else to it. You are a true Swiftie.
She was trying to stomp on the Myles Garrett announcement, right?
Yeah. So
I mean, which is a bigger announcement? Come on, really.
So apparently it's going to be because it's Jessie, the country genre, that could get Taylor Swift back on the country charts.
Jessie is the cowgirl, though.
Yeah. She is a cowgirl, so it'll be a country song, so it'll chart number 1.
Yeah.
Gonna knock our girl Ella
She
Langley off.
trenched 2030 Nashville half.
That's right. That's true. That gets her back in the mix, doesn't it?
But of course, the way country music is right now, that also could get her number 1 on the Billboard charts too, because that's where Ella Langley's.
Oh, it'll be number 1 everywhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I just hope that Bullseye the horse is in the music video. I always liked him.
By the way, I get fooled every day by social media. I saw this morning Clint Eastwood officially has retired. He's announced his retirement.
I mean, he can't walk. I mean, I shouldn't say that. He's 95 years old.
That's right.
And this is in the next reel. I went back and watched a really, really bad old Clint Eastwood movie this past weekend.
A Fistful of Dollars?
No, that's a really, really good one.
That's a great Clint Eastwood
That's
movie.
one of my top 3, but I'm usually bad at picking these.
You got to tune in to see this one. This was a throwback from way back in the day. But just an amazing career, and it's hard to believe that he can still call his own shot at 95 to go out.
How old was he in The Mule?
Oh, in The Mule, probably close to 80.
That was the one I watched where I was like, come on.
No,
play.
You know what? I had just got a divorce, so it was 2016.
90, yeah. That was one I watched where I'm like, come on, Clint.
Unforgiven's my favorite.
Oh, Unforgiven's fantastic.
Yeah, no, but The Mule.
I'm just saying, watching The Mule, I thought.
Cry Macho was when it was. I thought The Mule, based on the character that he played, based on the authenticity of the real character.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a feeble old man, so I thought he played The Mule pretty well.
See, I liked In the Line of Fire, even though I threw up at the theater.
That's my second favorite.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I would have it way down.
Yeah, I liked it.
Gran Torino was great.
Yeah, Brooks is a big fan of Gran Torino.
Oh, it's incredible. And we still reference that in pop culture.
Brooks is a get off my lawn kind of
guy. That's just a great story.
Yeah, amazing that he was able to just go out, I wouldn't say on top, because he wasn't winning awards or really getting as much attention in the later years, but Juror Number 2 was his last film.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was really solid, starring Nicholas Hoult.
No Dirty Harry fans?
I was never a big Dirty Harry guy. I liked his westerns more.
I liked Sudden Impact. I liked Dirty Harry. I even liked A Tightrope was a little weird because it was away from the Harry Callahan. It was in New Orleans, and he had the same sexual fetishes as the serial killer that was out.
Oh, wow.
Kenny Stabler gets a reference in that movie, by the way. They're heading to a Saints game.
Oh, wow.
I always thought High Plains Drifter was kind of weird of his westerns. Two Mules for Sister Sarah was okay.
Good, Bad, Ugly.
Good, Bad, Ugly I liked. Really, Outlaw Josie Wells is fantastic.
Yeah, I always thought it was right there with Tombstone, a little overrated, but I like both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you have, Tyler?
Sorry, Tyler.
I've hijacked your segment there, but so many times I have nothing to add.
Well, it's Clint Eastwood, man.
Yeah.
If you get excited about that.
Netflix has added the Karate Kid trilogy to their catalog. So if you're a big Cobra Kai fan, Netflix owns Cobra Kai, and so it just makes sense for the rest of the movies to go over there as well.
Yeah,
they also added the Karate Kid version with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. If you're just feeling particularly masochistic.
I couldn't even finish Cobra Kai. It was one of Jack's favorites, but it got so bad towards the end.
Ooh, yeah, Cobra Kai's rough.
Yeah, the first season, though, Johnny Lawrence was incredible.
Paramount Plus has added Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1 and 2.
That's a good flick.
They are good, and they're directed by the team of Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who did Project Hail Mary this year and got the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse coming out next year. Peacock has added Close Encounters of the Third Kind. If you're looking to prepare for Disclosure Day, the next Steven Spielberg alien movie that comes out this month.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. I do think Spielberg has lost a lot of steam the older he's got, but Close Encounters, saw it as a kid. A lot of that is filmed here in Alabama.
Yep. And then finally, Brown, do you have Peacock?
I do have Peacock.
All right.
I think I got them all. Trust me.
Jurassic Park's on there.
Is it now?
Yes,
yeah. Finding it, guys, is not my issue. Stopping to watch it is my issue. This is where Lance says a round of golf takes 4 hours. It does, but I play a lot of rounds of golf. So,
well, my question was going to be, what keeps you so busy to where you can't watch Jurassic Park?
Yeah, you saw Michael over the weekend.
I did see Michael. That's in a theater. But my wife and I are watching.
It's even more of a
commitment. Well, it was only because my daughter wanted to see it. I wouldn't have gone independent.
I
of that.
bet she loved Jurassic Park.
She may. My wife and I are watching Your Friends and Neighbors right now, so we are binging that. Very, very good. So I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Well, that's all I got.
Okay.
By the way, I'm friends with the kid from Close Encounters.
They ain't a kid no more.
Yeah, no. Carrie Guffey lives here locally.
Yeah. Still lives here, huh?
Yeah. Barry in Close Encounters, 1977.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they pay a little homage in Project Hail Mary to Close Encounters.
Very personal question on this. Does still get royalties like for something like that? No.
I don't think they would have set them up. I don't think the union back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for like the major actors, but I think for just certain SAG people, I don't think that there were the residuals. I don't think. I could be wrong on that.
I don't know if I ever asked him.
Yeah.
But he's a financial planner here locally, so.
Well, there's your first tip.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
And I just noticed he's got a Wikipedia page.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet it don't go too deep.
He was in The Sheriff and the Satellite Kid, Everything Happens to Me, Cross Creek, Stroker Ace.
Stroker Ace.
Yep.
There you go.
I stand corrected.
That's right, Lance. That's a classic.
Mutant, The Bear, and then on television he did an episode.
Which bear?
The bear about Bear Bryant or the bear about the restaurant?
I bet it is the bear about Bear Bryant.
1984.
Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
He was the grandson Mark, so yeah.
Oh, wow. So he played Mark Tyson?
Yeah.
I just saw Mark not long ago. I did not know that. How
Weird
about that?
question, but did he ever substitute teach? Because I had a substitute teacher one day for computer class.
Financial planners aren't going to waste their time doing that.
Maybe. He was in television Chiefs, episode of Chiefs, episode of Poison Ivy, and an episode of North and South.
Oh, I remember North and South.
That was great.
Yeah,
Patrick Duffy and Patrick Swayze.
That's right.
He was young Billy Hazard.
Okay.
In North and South.
Yeah, you got to credit.
That was back. I mean, you're talking about must-see appointment television before the VHS, where you actually had to watch it live. North and South. I mean, that was
fantastic.
Epic.
Yeah, because Roots had a success in like the miniseries, TV miniseries in the North and South.
They were expecting this to be that.
Yeah, and it was very good. I remember watching it as a kid.
Yeah. What else you got?
That's all I got.
That's all Tyler has. That's all we have today. A lot of stuff from this side of the table, unusual. Okay, one more hour to go. That includes 4 downs and trash to go. But we do have a little developing news for college football fans. We knew who was going to be on the cover. We've got the first EA Sports cover release, Dante Moore, Malachi Tony, Keyshawn Lacey. And this is what the college football 27 EA Sports cover is going to look like. There'll be multiple editions of this, but that's the main cover. More comes out June 4th. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I didn't know if they wanted to spread it around among position groups. Interesting to me that you go Keyshawn Lacey over Trinidad Chambliss. There also could have been a negotiation situation there.
Yeah, I don't know why you just don't pay for the rights to the uniform. You can't tell these people.
Yeah, I know they've got helmets on, you're right.
Yeah, those are the uniforms.
No, but Lance is
I'm just saying, like, pay Ole Miss, Oregon, Miami instead of paying the players. You're going to get away a lot cheaper.
Yeah, they got helmets on. Just have anybody standing in the uniform.
Right. That's right.
There is I don't know if that's official. I saw that mocked up earlier this week, but there's Kirk Cignetti, front and center, with some of the others, but maybe that's official. In the game,
that one looks like the cover to a direct-to-DVD early 2000s comedy.
It does.
It really does.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, like
Kirk Cignetti's
the biology teacher. The biology teacher has to take over the football program.
Yeah, Beta House. Yeah.
The Naked Myles, something like that.
Inside the game this year, supposedly, we'll get official release on June 4th. Holly Rowe will be a sideline reporter. You think, God, they're going to have sideline reporters now. Aaron Andrews actually did it in 2010. They had a sideline reporter.
I vaguely remember that, yeah. Herbstreit's not on it though, right?
He had a very small role, big games in the last one.
Oh,
he and Chris Fowler did the biggest games, the playoff games.
Gotcha.
And your big national games. I get a lot of Reese and Pollock and the other guy.
Yeah, when you're playing your
Jesse
teams.
Palmer.
Yeah.
And if this is true, you'll have to deal with NIL and facilities as an athletic director in the dynasty mode of the next one.
The last thing I do is be dynasty mode. That just sounds like I'm giving myself a headache.
Yeah, so the recruiting is already a pain in the ass. Now to have to deal with NIL and facilities too, I may pass on that one. So that's the EA Sports College Football, always a fun time of year. Final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and enjoy lunch. They've been open for 4 minutes now. The Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, the hand-cut chicken fingers, in-house made sides, and more. When we come back, the schedule for the college football playoffs and ESPN selling off a couple of more games. Big picture thoughts on that and how it all plays out and your reaction in the final hour of the show right here on The Next Round.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show, always brought to you by Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Sterling and the guys, I was telling you about them before the top of the hour. Tyler gets by there not as frequently as he comes to work. You know, last week you only worked 2 days last week. I mean, you got to get more out of it.
Not that we're keeping up.
Yeah, you only worked 2 days last week, Tyler. Come on. Champy's
technically
Chicken.
it was only 1 day.
Yeah.
If you want to get, that's true.
That's right.
We
You only
were
worked
off on
1 day
Monday.
last
Yeah.
week. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So you've been here now 3 years, and you've taken 4 days off. You got to do better.
That's about right.
Yeah. No, I'm not joking. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of work. We appreciate you so much. And you love going by Champy's. What would you get today?
Oh, today I think I might go chicken on a stick.
Oh, I forget about chicken on a stick.
People don't mention it enough. You got the peppers and onions right there with the famous Champy's chicken. Delicious.
Yep. It is really good. All there at champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. All right. We get the college football television schedule released yesterday, and the first thing you'll know, first, don't be scared by TNT, True TV, HBO Max. That doesn't mean you can only watch it on HBO Max. You got to go stream. That means it'll be broadcast on all those platforms, True TV, TNT, and HBO Max. But here's the schedule, Brown. The first thing that pops is not just the 2 games in the opening round on campus, now 2 more games in the quarterfinals, and 1 semifinal game moving over to TNT, True TV, HBO Max.
I saw this come out yesterday.
Blown away. I was blown away.
Well, I mean, just the amount of times you see True TV /TNT/HBO Max in that right column.
Yeah.
Was a little startling to me.
You guys are blown away by the fact. I mean, you don't care where it is.
I
You're
don't
blown
care.
away by the level of the network.
I'm blown away by the fact that ESPN is selling off this many games.
Yeah. ESPN sells off half of the first round, which I think we understand because the
head-to-head with the NFL.
Head-to-head with the NFL.
Right.
Then they sell off half of the second round, which includes a January 1 day and their New Year's Eve game.
And the reason, if I could real quick, Jim, one of the reasons that surprises me is January 1, are we just going to do college game day leading up to nothing? You know, that surprises me that early game's on TNT, because normally college game day live from the Rose Bowl on January 1, even though the Rose Bowl's later in the day, live from the Rose Bowl with no fans. And we walk right up to the kick of whatever the early college football playoff game is. Now ESPN's just like, nah, we're just going to have that on TNT. So I don't know how this works.
And then you sell a Thursday night standalone semifinal game. Unless I'm missing something, Brown, is there NFL on January 1st, December 30th, or January 14th this year?
Let me double check on that, the 2026 NFL schedule.
Now, obviously, they hold on to the national championship, which, by the way, will be simulcast on ABC ESPN. Thank you for finally bringing in the over-the-air audience on ABC, not just locked on ESPN there.
Yeah, I mean, that does help for those of you that are antenna only, I guess. It's going to take me a minute to.
That's okay.
Here we go. All right, so I'm looking for what days?
Let's go, first of all, December 30th or January 1st. Any NFL on that?
No. Week 17 starts Thursday, December 31, and you play on Saturday the 2nd and Sunday the 3rd.
Okay.
Monday the 4th, so there's no head-to-head there.
What about January the 14th?
You're in the playoffs by then. I don't know if they've announced the playoff schedule January 14th.
No way they do a Thursday night playoff game, though. So they've sold away not against the NFL windows, which is what surprises me.
Yeah. The fact that some of those games they've sold off will not even be head-to-head with the NFL. It's not a sacrificial lamb sell-off.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, I don't want to read too much into it.
I mean, it makes sense that they're not going against the NFL, but it doesn't make sense you wouldn't do it on your premier network.
Yeah, like we had no problem them selling those 2 games against the NFL on that Saturday away. It didn't make sense. You were like, you're going to get killed by NFL regular season, so why? Let's make a little money off of it.
So Nick cuts to the chase right here, and this is my takeaway.
It's what I brought up to you, I think.
Yep. Nick in the chat says, so why can Fox not get in on this? ESPN's selling it that high, and Fox doesn't want to pay. Nick has hit the home run right here. This is bad news for college football playoff expansion people, Lance, because ESPN is even saying we don't want all the games. We've paid for them, but we don't really want them. We're going to sell them off.
I guess this is another example of, okay, you guys want to go to 24, but we're not paying any more money.
Bingo.
Yeah,
we're not even showing all 12 that we already paid for.
That was my big takeaway, Lance. And you're in sales. You understand this. If it's not valuable enough for me to hold on to it, I'm going to sell it and get some of my money, or maybe
I'm guessing pennies on the maybe not pennies on the dollar, but
maybe I'm making a profit off on it. But I'm not making as much as I could. And I'm selling. I'm the only people that own it. I was the only person that bid on it for $1.3 billion a year. I'm selling some of it off, half of it off now. It looks like. And if we expand to 24, I don't know how much more money's out there.
Look, Greg Sankey's a really smart guy. He's not going to devalue his product and say exactly what we're talking about. Maybe this is one of the reasons he's like, before we jump to 24, let's reevaluate everything and let's hold at 12 or go to 16, because he knows, like Tony Petitti should know this. Like if you're going to be showing these games on True TV and ESPN doesn't want to pony up any more money, then it's not worth it.
Well, Fox bid 0 the first time.
Yeah.
On 12.
Yeah, they were going to have it all. They could have it all.
They could have all 12.
If they were the highest bidder.
And they bid 0, and presumably, I'm going to assume this, they've been given the option of buying some of these. I don't think ESPN just went to Turner. I would think ESPN would try to sell it to the highest bidder. Presumably, Fox has passed on any one-offs from ESPN. So what makes anybody think Fox is going to pay for 24 what people want to get for 24? I don't think there's any evidence that is ever going to happen.
And because the NFL is not going away, you're going to have to manipulate this around the NFL schedule anyway. And if I can see the graphic again, another big point that everyone keeps making, that it doesn't resonate with some college football fans. And I'm not saying you have a wrong opinion, but it just doesn't resonate with you that the NFL, even the regular season, is likely going to beat a college football playoff game by a lot in television ratings, right?
Yes.
And so people complain that, my God, we're not playing the championship until January 25th. Why is there 10 days off between these games? Why is there 11 days off between that game? Well, you're trying to manipulate the schedule where you're not head-to-head against the NFL, so you get more value for the $1.3 billion you're spending. And the college football doesn't want to go. I mean, take ESPN, ABC out of the mix. You don't want to go against the NFL and then your ratings be 4 million, 6 million for your national championship game on a Saturday opposite of the NFL. And then that's what you got to go to market to sell when your TV contract's up. Hey, here's something for $6 million. You're not going to get anywhere close to the amount of money. So that's why the schedule's out all the way to January 25th. You're dancing around the NFL the whole way through.
Yeah. Now, I'm fine with it going all the way to the 25th. I guess I'm okay with this too. I mean, I'm not wound up about it, but I saw earlier today there are 52 days between Championship Saturday and the final game of the season. I mean, that's a lot of space to cover for very few games.
I kind of like this because
I don't mind it.
I think we're in football mode until Super Bowl. So, why not fill in some of the pieces through that NFL postseason with this?
And truthfully, the biggest gap though is between the first round and the second round of games. Before it's from that first weekend on campus to December 30th. That's the biggest gap.
Yeah, we're basically going from December 19th to New Year's Eve, essentially. It's the 30th, not New Year's Eve. I mean, that is also so packed in most people's calendar because of Christmas and stuff. Like, you don't really notice that it's that big of a gap.
It goes like that.
It goes like that. Josh Pate points out that the calendar midpoint of your college football season will be November 11th. which is pretty crazy to think of. I agree.
Yeah,
now,
because,
obviously,
Dunaway always,
1/3 of the
basically
season gone.
kills us and just gut punch.
You didn't do it last year, and we thank you for that.
But now, you're 2 weeks from Thanksgiving, but you're only halfway through the college football season. That's pretty
awesome. On the
awesome.
calendar now, there are way more games before December or November 11th than after. But yeah, November 11th is your midpoint calendar-wise of the college football season now.
Yeah. Well, what you will learn in life, if you don't already know this, is that people are going to gripe about everything. Everything.
People are bitching about this. They are. I'm with you guys. Like I told Jim before the show, the longer you can expand college football, I mean, adding games or not, it's still college football season for me until January 25th.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that.
For the people in the chat that complain or on social media or the people that text me, I would just say, okay, what's your plan? And they always say, you got to play the championship on Saturday. Saturday's for college football.
Well,
then you're going to get killed.
Head-to-head with the NFL.
You're going to get killed by the NFL ratings, and most college football fans in our state don't understand that. I'm not as big. I'm a bigger college football fan than I am the NFL.
Did you say play the national championship on a Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah.
When's the last time we've ever had that?
We don't.
I don't.
It hasn't been forever.
I mean, even back when we had split polls, it was where the Orange Bowl was, Sugar Bowl.
It was January 1st.
January 1.
It's almost never on a Saturday, historically.
But why are we playing it on a Monday night? Well, because there's no NFL games on a Monday night. That's why you're playing it.
And ESPN wants it there because they've had Monday Night Football, a Monday Night playoff game.
And listen, if you don't pay attention to the ratings, you don't care about money, but the companies do care about money that buy this and pay for all of this, and the SEC and the Big Ten care about money. If you're just a fan, you don't care about money. I understand. I want to watch it on Saturday, like I watch my college football on Saturday. Well, against the NFL, you're going to lose the ratings double, even if it's your national championship game and it's the regular season, and that's bad for business. You're not going to get $1.3 billion for it next time, and it's going to hurt everything. So that's why it's on a Monday. And that's why you play your semifinal games on a Thursday and a Friday and not on a Saturday. It's because of the NFL. So for those of you in the chat room that don't like it on a Thursday and Friday or a Monday, the NFL is not going anywhere. And if you wanted to do it on a Saturday opposite of the NFL, you would lose in the ratings, and then you would lose millions of dollars.
I really liked I specifically remember Alabama, Texas was a Thursday night out in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. I like that better than a Monday night.
I agree with you completely. And I think a lot of people will sacrifice some sleep on a Thursday night knowing they only got one work day left. I liked it on that Thursday night. The Monday night, I'm going to watch it no matter when they play it.
Thursday night was much better. I agree with you.
They could play it on the moon on a Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to watch it. So I don't care.
And truthfully, it's been a while since we've had to worry about it for our platform, but it worked out better that year.
It was great.
We had normal shows on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the day after show. And that was a whole week of coverage from whatever site we were on. It was more bang for our buck.
Fly home Saturday from L.A. We were great.
Yep.
But I liked it better on that Thursday. I thought that was a great spot for it.
Me too.
But listen, it's ESPN is footing the bill for this thing, so they're going to put it where they think it's best. And we can sit here and argue, but somebody at ESPN is like, Monday night is the night this needs to be. They generally know these things.
And the SEC and the Big Ten and all the other conferences are okay with that because they know the better the ratings, the more money we get when the negotiations comes back up again for selling the college football playoffs.
Well, and I will say this. You play it on a Thursday night. I don't know how much this matters, but you play it on a Thursday night. You're getting into an NFL playoff weekend. The news cycle, the way the news cycle works, it's going to get squeezed very, very badly by the NFL playoffs. At least if you play it on a Monday night, that Tuesday morning, it's going to be the lead story everywhere for whatever that's worth. I don't know if that's worth anything, but it's worth maybe something.
No, I remember watching a playoff game or watching the NFL football, going to a playoff game, and then the next day, everyone's talking NFL, not talking about a bowl game that was big for Alabama in the playoffs or something.
Yeah.
God, why are we not talking Alabama more? We're talking about the Chiefs playing somewhere else, the Bills. Anyway, that's the college football schedule that is out now. 4 Downs, brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt. Before we do that, Lance, tell us about our friends at Hemp Hill.
Hemp Hill Services has been serving the Birmingham area since 1954. It is the number that you recognize, the guys that you trust. Look, never ideal to have a situation where the AC goes out or you've got a plumbing issue, but when you do, you want guys that are reliable, you can trust. That is our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Hard to stop a train. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there, 205-229-2090. For more information, Hemp Hill Services. AlabamaAsphalt.services.com.
And 4 Downs every day presented by Alabama Asphalt and Construction, Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. You ride the roads of the great state of Alabama, you'll see a lot of roadwork projects. The ones you're seeing that are some of the major state, federal government, and municipal projects. It's likely our guys from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction doing those projects. That's what they do. And that may indicate to you that they don't have enough time for your project, a parking pad, a driveway, a parking lot for a church or a community center or something like that. That could not be further from the truth. An entire division based entirely on those projects. It's what they do. And it's the same quality, same crews, same no excuse standards, no matter the size of the job. So, for an estimate on any job, big or small, 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Makai Lemon, now a Philadelphia Eagle, is 22 years old today. If I asked you more receptions right there in the NFC East this year, Makai Lemon or George Pickens with the Dallas Cowboys. Just for a little reference, George Pickens had a career year last year with the 93 receptions. But Makai Lemon for USC had 79 receptions. Yeah. Now with A.J. Brown on to New England, you know, I think Devontae's probably going to be your one.
And Lemon's your two.
But Lemon's going to be your two, and he's getting so weird. Look who they're talking about right now as we do
Dan
this.
Orlovsky talking about Makai Lemon.
I think Makai Lemon is going to be a huge, huge asset. But does he get to the numbers that, you know, George Pickens gets?
Yeah.
Well, that was part of what we talked about earlier. The Eagles were preparing for this trade with the draft of getting Lemon in the draft. And other free agents, they got Hollywood Brown,
Brown,
a couple other free agents to try to do it by committee to replace him. Still, that being said, with Saquon Barkley, I'm going to go with George Pickens and the Cowboys, despite the injury problem.
I have doubts. You know, I guess your doubt on Pickens would be, all right, he had a career. He was better than C.D. Lamb last year, but can he do that in back-to-back years? And help me remember, franchise tag on him?
Franchise tag. Yeah, and look, they're not going to be able to afford him and CD with the money they're demanding. So I wonder if Pickens pouts under the franchise.
That's what you don't know. Or does he ball out saying, I'm going to be somebody's number one next year, and they're going to pay me like it?
The better quarterback, I know this sounds crazy.
No, it's Dak.
Technically throwing the football is Dak.
And Dak's in the better offense. I was about to say, I'm buying into what Orlovsky has said on this show. He's not sold on the coordinator hire in Philadelphia. So I'm going to say I'm going to say it is Pickens.
I think Lemon should be a Ram right now, and well, I'd feel much better about the prospects for this year.
Yeah. Second down.
Traded away your one, you'd have no quarterback when Stafford retired.
Bingo.
But he could play 2 more years. That should have been the internal discussion. Hey, will you give us 2 more years?
Yeah. I may tell you it has been the discussion, and that's what
maybe so. Yeah. A.J. Brown going to the Patriots. Now A.J. Brown with the Patriots. You take the Patriots or the field for the AFC East?
The field.
I know it's easy.
AFC East. Okay.
You get Jets and Dolphins. That is a non-starter.
Yeah. It's really Bills. But I think a lot of people forget that they won that division by 2 games. They went to a Super Bowl. I didn't think they were very good last year. I know that sounds insane that they were 14-3 and they represented the AFC.
I buzzed in when I thought you were just going to say the AFC. I was like, I'll take everybody but the Patriots.
Yeah.
But you wonder some of the tight games they won last year with the whole Vrabel, like all of that pressure coming in. They do have, obviously, more skill now with A.J. Brown, but I would take Buffalo.
I'm still not sold on the quarterback. I would take Buffalo.
I'm sold on Drake May, but he's not nearly as good as Josh Allen.
One offseason story, it's in my division, and I still forget about it, is the Bills change coaches. I mean, it's so weird to see them reset at coach.
And you never know how that's going to go.
You don't. I mean, it was. I was pretty sure how Sean McDermott was going to go. They're going to be really good in the regular season and find a way not to get to the Super Bowl in the postseason. With all that said, I'm going to bet the Patriots can't do it back-to-back. I'd take the field, which means I'm ignoring my Dolphins and the Jets, and I'm taking the Bills.
Third down.
Better chance of happening. Aaron Donald comes back and plays for the Rams this year, or the Big 12 wins the national championship in college football?
Aaron Donald comes back and plays.
Yeah, better chance. I'd say the answer is neither happens, but I would say better chance Aaron Donald.
I hate to say the Big 12 here, you know.
So you're taking Texas Tech?
Yeah, I guess.
That's the only one.
I mean, it sounds crazy. Now, I do think if Sorsby was playing, that maybe they're equipped to win a game or two. I never would have thought Miami would go on the run they went last year.
That's true.
So Texas Tech's defense could be that dominant. I don't think there's any chance that Aaron Donald, as much as I'd love to see it at 35 years old, comes back. So I'll take the Big 12, but I'm like you. I don't think either happens.
I think you can, if you're in good shape and you work out and you miss it, and I just assume he misses it because every athlete does. I think there's a chance you can come back.
There's
you think
a chance.
You're coming back to be part of something special?
Like I truly believe Aaron Donald, outside of his family, his favorite thing to do is work out. I think football is second because he's still a fixture at Rams games. He is all in on that organization. But the last thing he wants to do after taking 2 years off is to come back and be a shell of himself.
Do y'all have the cap room to pay him?
No, that's the thing. I mean, the amazing thing, the way this thing lined up when they signed the extension for Myles Garrett is, the hard dollars for the salary cap are going on Cleveland based on what they already paid.
Oh, wow.
So they got really creative with this.
That's crazy. So y'all get Myles Garrett and Cleveland's having to pay some of it?
A lot of it, yeah. Because of the signing bonuses. I forgot exactly the way it was structured. That's the only reason they were able to get this under the cap. But, I mean, he could come back and play for a veteran minimum. And I'm sure there's other people on that roster, including a guy like Stafford, to be like,
I'll give up.
Give him a couple of million.
Yeah.
4th down.
Speaking of Myles Garrett to lead the NFL in sacks or the field?
I'd take the field. I mean, I'm getting a bunch of good pass rushers rather than maybe the best pass rusher.
Yeah, it wasn't close last year. And the only reason, and I would easily take the field, but again, last year Cleveland had nobody alongside Myles Garrett. Everybody was prepared for Garrett. They were playing for behind, and he still had 23 sacks.
Yeah, and when you're playing from behind, that means the other team doesn't have to pass.
Right, they're running the football, and when they do pass, hey, look, we're gonna take everything away from Myles Garrett, and he still found a way to have 23 sacks.
I think I'll still take the field.
Yeah, I would take the field.
But a lot of NFL talent I'm getting there.
Yeah, but name the guy you think would beat him.
Well, I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking if I had to pick somebody other than Myles Garrett, might be
T.J. Watt. I mean,
Max Crosby.
Parsons isn't healthy enough.
Parsons, if he stays healthy in Green Bay, though, Parsons. I mean, I think we're off.
Will Anderson.
Will Anderson in Houston.
Anderson,
yeah, we're off to a good start there.
Yeah, that's our 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. We'll do trash when we come back, and a little more from Auburn advancing in baseball and Troy advancing in baseball, all coming up. Don't forget TNR store. You can go by there. I had a great camo hat on yesterday. LT's got a great Rams-colored next round hat on today. You can go check out all the gear in our TNR store. Just go to nextroundlive.com, or and click the link there. And we've got links all the time up for our new gear when it pops up at Next Round Live on our social media platform. But the TNR store is up and active for you. Some items are sold out there, but we'll be restocking soon. But a lot of leftover items from this summer you can get great deals on right now at the TNR store. It's at nextroundlive.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation, insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Shinara Trial Attorney, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Our Innisfree countdown to kickoff of college football, 88 days away, 99 from the start of the NFL. Your game day tradition, Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. That Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and that always world-class atmosphere. It's at Innisfree, countdown to kickoff, 88 days away. Moving on in baseball, earlier in the show, Rob Vaughn was on, the Alabama head coach. They host St. John in a super regional Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Tickets are going fast. RollTide.com. Auburn fans, they packed out Plainsman Park to get out of the regional yesterday with a win over Milwaukee. Here's Butch Thompson talking about Chase Fralick, who hit a bunch of home runs, 6 home run in the regional. A big weekend for the catcher for Auburn, and Butch loved it.
As good as I've ever seen. And I think also today he was one of the 5 finalists for the Buster Posey Award. And I know we have some amazing catchers in the country this year. A lot of draft-eligible guys seem like they're a year ahead of him. But that's about as big of a showing as you can. And for him to do that a lot last year as a freshman, learn how to call their own game. And I don't remember a ball getting past him this whole regional. The offense is just amazing because a lot of people, catchers can create a career by really not hitting. That's why I think Chase Fralick will play the game for a very long time because it's pretty buttoned up. I think the only challenge he's got is he runs about the same speed I do. But other than that, he's pretty amazing.
I mean, calls his own game, his own pitches. Does that surprise you a little bit when you hear that? You don't get that even in the big leagues sometimes.
Yeah, you don't get that a lot. I mean, it shows you the confidence they got in him.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Especially when your coach is known as one of the best pitching coaches in all of baseball. It's a lot of faith they have in him. Hey, he did a heck of a job. What was it, 25 1/3? 3 pitchers covered 25 1/3, the last 25 1/3 for them. mean, that's saying something the way that series started.
Brown, I'll get you to look at this still shot of the 3-shot we have coming up, but don't, because you can't read the graphic, the bottom letters of the graphic.
You're
at this
probably
distance.
right, yes.
Okay, put up the the still shot here, the soundbite we're about to play, Forrester.
Okay. All right.
Okay, which one of those guys is the head coach?
Guys, from across the room, I swear I cannot tell. I am going to go way out on a limb and say it's the far left of the screen.
That's the one I would have said too.
Really?
It's the guy.
He looks the youngest.
Yeah. I can't tell that, Lance. I'm all the way across the room.
Who looks the oldest to you, Lance?
Middle.
Okay, yeah. Right looks the oldest to me. Middle.
Well, I mean, now I can see it, but I would think that middle is 29 or 30 tops.
Yeah, but he is the head coach, the guy in the middle. Skylar Meade, talking about Troy's win yesterday over Florida 10-2. They're in the Super Regionals. They're hosting. Here's their celebration, and here's their head coach. Looks like 29 to Lance, so he's got to be close to that, on how they were built for that celebratory moment yesterday.
We were prepared for this. That is not something that's just being said after the fact. We were absolutely prepared for this. Every step of the way, everything that's going on inside of our program, we were built to do what we did, and we absolutely earned it. And I think there's a lot of beauty in the way we earned it. Losing that first game, which was a tough one to Miami, and then having to come through the hard way. It just says everything that you want to know. And we've had our hearts ripped out in our program many of times. And you know what? They reward you in life for being tough, and our program is built on that. Trojan tough is a different thing. And, the way that we played, in particular these last two games against one of the best teams in the country. Sully's an all-time great coach, and they have all-time, those are some dudes over there now. But the Trojans were ready, and we got it done.
Okay, so when you had your wild night in College Station, what was the one prerequisite you had to have to go out?
I had to have a hat because it made me look younger.
Yeah. Well, I think that's Skylar Meade.
Did you look up his age?
Yeah, I looked up his age. What do you guys think he is?
Well, I looked it up too.
I looked it up too.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe.
41 years old.
Yeah. Looks good for 41.
Yeah, and I wonder what he looks like without the hat.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 92. The hat makes me look younger, right?
Okay.
It gets us to trash today. Trash every day brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And also our friends at Michelson. Lance was able to pick out the oldest guy on the table thanks to that great vision he has.
Yeah, 205-969-8100. If you wear contacts or glasses, you're wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. Make the phone call that I made way back in 2003. I have had the 2015 vision since, better than 2020. When you make the phone call, ask for Amy Toe, the Next Round Sit You. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
After the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. He's blind.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends from Bud Light.
Before you get to your stories, I had this for you, Lance. A bettor at DraftKings just won $1.71 million on a 2,500 four-leg future parlay after the Spurs beat the Thunder to win the Western Conference. The first three legs, he had U.S. men's hockey team winning the Olympic gold. He had Michigan to win the men's college basketball national championship. He had the Knicks to win the Eastern Conference. And then he had the Spurs to beat the Thunder. Now, you bet $2,500. Be honest. You too, Brownie. After when it was tied 2-2, he got offered, let's see what the buyout offer was. The first one was $502,583 when the Western Conference was tied 2-2.
And I bet how much?
You bet $2,500.
I was out right there.
Yeah, I would have cashed out.
100%.
I can't believe. I mean, obviously, this guy to play $2,500 on a bet like that. I mean, that's just wiping your ass with it. So he's obviously got money.
They came back to him before Game 7, $612,212, and he
I'm
said
selling again.
He said no again, and so now he walks away with $1.71 million. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I know people on the surface would be like, well, the Olympic, the gold medal for the men's hockey to win that seemed far-fetched. Not really. I mean, second shortest favorites probably behind Canada?
I think it was them in Canada, right?
Michigan doesn't seem like a stretch. Again, you're parlaying all this together. San Antonio to win the West in year 3 from Wembanyama is pretty impressive. And then what was the other one?
The Knicks winning the East.
Yeah, the Knicks winning the East. I mean, that was pretty impressive too.
Yeah, but
I would have sold.
To not sell at $500,000 when you bet $2,500.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Jay Bake in the chat wants to know if it was your buddy Chooch that placed the bet.
If it had been Chooch, he would have sold too. He would have taken the buyout.
He's a seller.
Yeah, that's why he loves Kalshu so much. You can get out at a good time with a good profit.
I didn't know Kool-Aid was still a thing. There was a day when we were kids, back before you had like all of the different options, and I think we've talked about this before, where there was basically one aisle of just like Kool-Aid packets all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
But Kool-Aid, back in the news, Kool-Aid Pineapples, latest viral trend taking over TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram, with creators turning ordinary pineapple spears into bright red, blue, and neon pink sugar-soaked snacks. The trend's simple. Take fresh or jarred pineapple spears, mix the pineapple juice with Kool-Aid powder and extra sugar, pour it back into the container.
Looks terrible.
Then let everything soak in the fridge until the fruit absorbs the color and flavor.
Looks like you're eating a hemorrhoid.
Yeah. Now add a little vodka.
Not that I've ever done that.
Yeah, I think the vodka would be a nice addition. Now, depending on the Kool-Aid packet used, pineapples can turn deep red, bright pink, or even electric blue, making it perfect for the kind of quick visual transformation that tends to dominate short-form video feeds. It goes on how to make this stuff.
I'll tell you what I'm learning is that color of food has a really big impact on me. We've discussed this a lot recently on the show. That red is very off-putting. I don't think I could eat that.
Are you not a tuna fan?
Like
that looks like
raw
tuna to me. Yeah, it looks like raw tuna.
I almost never eat that. And it's not that I dislike it. I just never eat it.
So we brought up poke bowls today. I'm not even sure if I said that right. Is that you would pass on the raw tuna?
I like how you threw like almost a French pronunciation on those Asian.
I don't know.
A poke bowl.
Is it poke?
They throw a little accent over the K.
You think she's Asian? Why are you asking her?
Well, I could go full alabaster. Poke bowl. Poke bowl.
Yeah.
It's got to be pork at that point.
How about this one? The blue raspberry lemonade Kool-Aid pineapples with berry blast waffles and hot Cheeto wings.
Negative.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
way too many colors in that.
That's the thing. You're going to shit a rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or throw one up.
Just like all the dyes in this would just like turn someone into a mutant.
Yeah.
Okay, when I see that guy go in with his fingers to pull that one out, remind me not to ever eat after him.
Okay, what do you think the calorie count? I got the average calorie count for that jar. What do you think?
For the jar of what he's eating right there?
Yeah, the large jar. It's
with the added sugar.
Yeah, the
Kool-Aid?
1 full cup of added sugar.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to say that whole jar is. I'm going to go 2,750.
That's a little heavy. It's 1,600 calories, but 350 grams of total sugar, which is basically 9 12-ounce cans of soda.
Well, that one he pulls out does not. Well, I'm not going to say what it looks like.
Look at this hairline.
Okay, Tyler, you were out. I think we've already done the roller coaster malfunction, leaving 8 students trapped 100 feet in the air.
But I saw an update.
Yeah.
Did you see the firefighters' body cam of the rescues?
No.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was this one or the other one we did, but firefighter body cam, and you can hear the people, and I mean, they are freaking out.
Yeah.
And
well, that's the thing. Would you ask like, hey, look, man, I look like the biggest sissy ever getting down there. Can you maybe not play this?
Yeah, I'm fine with you turning off the body cam. I will not sue.
I'm not going to care. But here's my problem. I said it last week. I'll say it again now that we got different video. I'm patient enough. Let's take time and lower the basket. Take me all the way to the ground. Go all the way back up.
I'm with you.
I can't walk down the ladder, even though this is the only way I'm going to be saved. I can't walk down the ladder. I'm scared to death of heights. And now you want me to walk on that ladder down?
But if you're
just
walking,
put me in the basket, take me all the way down, and then go back and get my friends.
Imagine if you're 8 to 8 though, like 7 go before you, and you've got to sit there and wait for everybody to walk.
I'm kind of with Dunaway. I think I would be the one speaking for the group. Like I'll be the 8th one if y'all just will use the basket and I don't have to do the ladder.
Yeah. Is there any chance I'm going to fall? If there's no chance I'm going to fall here.
Yeah, but the time it would take, they got to go save a cat or something.
Yeah.
You got other duties, right, as firefighters?
As a guy who locked up one time on the billboard when I was living up there, I was stuck on the outside edge, and I was literally frozen. My body had locked down because my fear had set in. A guy had to pull me back up. I couldn't move anymore. I could not get off that ladder.
So how high up were you again?
82 feet.
Yeah, you wouldn't have survived that.
Oh, no.
Police investigating after an Amazon delivery driver was caught on camera appearing to take a family's pet cat from outside of their home. Now, according to People, this is the magazine, I guess, online now, ring camera footage shared by Brenda Wilson, shows the driver dropping off a package at the family's Bakersfield, California home before picking up their cat, Junie, and walking away with her. Now, Wilson told KGET-TV that she was in, quote, utter disbelief after seeing the footage, saying she was shocked anyone would have the nerve to take the animal from her property. Family says Junie has been with them since 2022, and they can prove ownership rights through their photos, including pictures of the cat with kittens. Wilson also said Junie knows her way home and pleaded for the thief to simply bring her back. Now, I don't know how this would be so difficult. Like, you know where the Amazon delivery drivers were in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you. At first, I was going to say, well, what makes you think that he ended up taking the cat to his truck? Maybe he was just going to lift her up and pet. But I didn't know we had 4 other cameras set up. We got him all the way to the truck.
Was ESPN shooting this, or was it ring cameras?
Amazon said the driver was not directly employed by the company, but worked for a delivery service partner. You know, it's almost impossible to give cats away. I can't believe this guy's stealing one.
I know.
I mean, you know, go behind the old Superior Grill, which, by the way, the land, whoever owns that property should be ashamed.
I agree. I brought that up to my wife. What property did we pass? There was a different one, but the same's true for Superior. These landlords that try to go up on these people on rent.
Oh, they dicked it up.
And then they leave, and then it sits empty for 2 or 3 years. I'm like, how did that make sense?
And then you make it an eyesore by not maintaining the property.
Yeah.
So we've got weeds everywhere. They've always had feral cats running around, but the place is a disaster.
It is.
And you had one of the most successful, if not the most successful property ever on the 280 corridor.
There was paying rent on time, all the time, but they wanted to go up on it, so they're like, we're out. Well, now you've been stuck with an empty building for 3 years. That just makes no sense to me.
And who's going to rent that spot now? It looks horrible.
No,
I agree.
Yeah.
It'll be a chicken finger place soon.
It is.
You know what? You might be right.
No,
we've only got 5 within a mile.
We should get
either that or a
Sterling to
Publix.
take it over.
It is located.
Champy's 280.
Hey, I heard a story about.
I've asked him to do that.
Yeah, it could be a car wash. We don't have enough of those right there.
It's right there on the chicken strip, so Dunaway's right. I heard a story about why that other Publix is there. I don't know if it's true or not, but
they're both really busy. Now, one's busier than the other.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, down near where we all live, there are 2 Publix, 2 massive Publix that are less than a mile apart.
Yeah, Lee Branch and Tattersall.
Opposite sides of 280, they're, stone's throw.
And really, if you go left out of LT's neighborhood instead of right, there's another one right close over there.
Now, I always go typically.
Which is a really good Publix.
I don't know about you guys. Now, you probably go to the Pig because it's behind you.
It just depends.
I typically go to Lee Branch, but
That's
if I'm at
my wife
walk-ons,
uses.
I always go to Tattersall.
Yeah.
So I'm back
I'm a
and
Lee
forth.
Branch guy.
But I heard, and this part of this sounds believable, part of it doesn't, that their business plan is in big cities like Birmingham and larger than that they will build Publix at least 8 miles apart. That one is 0.8 miles from the other one, and when it got presented, there was a rounding or decimal error.
Oh, wow.
So when they were presenting the idea, they were like, okay, it's 8 miles away. All right, let's do this. I don't know if that's true or not. But that's the story I was told.
If it is true, somebody lost their job.
I was told that story by a very good advertiser.
Do you think it's 8 miles from Lee Branch to the one over on the Caldwell Mills? Is that the road y'all taught me?
Yeah, I could believe that's 8 miles.
Do you think that is?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's 8 miles.
You don't think that's 8 miles?
I bet that's.
Are you saying
4?
As the crow flies or as roads take you?
Oh, as the crow flies.
Yeah, but see, you got to have.
Maybe, yeah.
I can't drive as the crow flies.
Final on this story. This is not the first time an Amazon delivery driver has been accused of taking a customer's cat.
Wow.
Same guy or a different one?
Different one.
I think I remember the other one. I think it was also a trash story.
I have said it before. I think capital offense if you steal somebody's pet. I really believe that.
So you like lethal injection? Is what you're calling for?
I mean, whatever form you want to do.
John Wick treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you saw what John Wick. They brought him out of retirement, led to a major franchise. And if they don't go with the dog angle, I don't think it's ever a franchise. Do you?
No, because
like if they kill his fiance and he comes out of retirement, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, that was the one part of that movie that I think gets every single viewer except for maybe Brown.
I watched the first one, Tyler.
By the way, I don't read lips, but I think I just across the room read noted on somebody's lips. Noted.
No, but the documentary I told you about, one of my favorite films from 2025 was Wick is Pain, and it was behind the scenes, and they said when they brought it up, like the producers were like, oh, he kills the dog. Damn. Yeah. Like they knew that was going to be a moment that would
Again, I watched the first one. He buries his weapons in concrete, and then he has to bust them back up. I watched that.
But then you were like, why is he doing this for a dog?
Yeah, that was the point.
Noted.
Finally, paleontologists have identified a bizarre ancient reptile formerly named, I'm not even going to try it, but they have nicknamed it the witch croc. That walked upright on two legs, had a toothless beak, despite being a distant relative of modern crocodiles.
Looks like Chris Bosh.
Now, the 212-year-old fossil was found at the Ghost Ranch in New Mexico. Tiny forelimbs, no teeth, moved nothing like any crocodile alive today. Now, the species is Latin for expected because scientists already knew a fossil like this had to exist. Fills gap between two other species in the same family. I don't know. You're not going to see this one in Jurassic Park, Brown, if you ever decide to watch the movie.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Is there a chance on what's the day coming up when we're going to find out about all the aliens? What's the day? Disclosure Day?
Disclosure Day, yeah.
On Disclosure Day, we're going to find out that maybe the aliens just got mad every time they would visit our planet with all the big dinosaurs, and they just shrunk them all and killed the ones they didn't shrink. That the lizards used to be really bigger, and the geckos used to be big.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept.
The crocodiles and alligators used to be really big.
So they just shrunk them all.
And they were like, we're tired of you guys.
We're not going to kill you. We're going to shrink you. Why?
Explain an ostrich to me. That's got to be from dinosaurs.
You think an ostrich is from dinosaurs?
Oh, yeah.
It's not very intimidating. I guess it would be if it was bigger, like Dunaway said. Maybe that is a shrunken dinosaur.
At least you can eat an ostrich,
comes
right?
out that dinosaurs had feathers.
Hey, man, when I was still living in Anniston, do you remember when ostrich eggs and emu eggs were big and everybody was buying those things?
Oh, I remember I didn't do it, but I remember following the local news story about emus being emu farm opening in Anniston.
Yeah, they were opening all over the place.
Have you guys had ostrich?
I think I've eaten it one time.
Meat?
Yeah, I've had it too, but like nobody offers it now. Not that I seek it out.
I think it's probably pretty expensive to procure, if I had to guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, when you got all this chicken, why do you
those
need
chicken, they spit eggs out left and right. I think the ostrich takes them in.
I always thought it was the ostrich egg that I would be interested in.
Why?
Like an ostrich omelet. I don't know.
Ooh, it seems disgusting.
Sounds awful.
I don't know why I tried an ostrich.
Don't
I would
you
try
eat
its
ostrich
egg.
eggs?
I'm sure.
don't think
That's
I
a delicacy. I don't
know.
Yeah.
No, you can eat fish eggs.
I would call it caviar, but yes.
In Alabaster.
Yeah, that is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Brown chomping at the bit for some breaking news.
Yeah, it's actually pretty big breaking news. Mike Rodak, the first to report this, that Alabama guard Aden Holloway has reached a plea agreement for his felony drug charges. This allows him to enter a second chance program, which, upon completion, will result in the dismissal of Aden Holloway's case. I would say this was what I assumed would happen to him. I didn't think it would take this long, but from talking to our buddy Tommy Spina and other legal people, they thought, being that it was his first offense of this nature, that he would be able to do this. I would say this absolutely opens the door and would point all signs back to Alabama basketball.
I think we all agreed that he ultimately is going to be back on the roster game one. Do you think this happens for a normal student, though?
No, I will tell you this. When this first happened, I talked to Spina the day it happened, when he got arrested, and that's when Tommy was like, I mean, if this is his first, and he goes, I don't know his record, but if this is his first offense, they have a very aggressive second chess program in Tuscaloosa because it's a college town, and a lot of college kids make dumb mistakes, and I think that will be the ultimate outcome. That's what Tommy said. I didn't think it would take this long. And I'll tell you, the moment I thought that this was going to be the outcome was when
the number,
the weight, when the weight was like 1/10 of an ounce under the mandatory felony weight. You're like, yeah, they were kind to him there. Either he got the luckiest break in his life, or they were like, we're not going to ruin this kid over.
Where did that extra weight go? Did somebody put it in the pocket?
I don't know. But that was when I thought, well, that's where we're headed, is the second chance program. So to answer your question, I do think it happens for regular students.
This is big news, though, for Nate Oates in Alabama.
Oh, no
Something
doubt.
we expected, but...
Yeah.
So 15th Alabama in the ESPN early rankings. I wonder if they'll post one of those and bump Alabama up with Aden Holloway.
I just want to check real quick to see.
Wouldn't you? I mean, if you had them 15th saying we don't know about Aden Holloway.
I know they mentioned Holloway in the story. I don't know if they were counting him being back or not
Well,
yet.
so because they did projected starting lineup. So just here it is. I'll just pull it real quick. Let's see if they even projected him. Yeah, they had him projected starting lineup.
Yeah. What's their projected starting lineup?
Holloway, Jackson Richardson, the freshman Amari Allen, Drew Fielder, and Brandon Garrison.
Well, backcourt's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, if Jackson Richardson is what everybody thinks he's going to be.
All right, that's our show today. Don't forget, Tyler's got TNR clips over there. Brooks, what do you have on social media? I know you sent out a cool map earlier about all the regional hosts. Tell everybody about tomorrow what the vote will be dropping from the SEC and the Big Ten coaches.
So we'll have all coaches ranked 1 through 34 from the SEC and Big Ten. That'll be ready to go tomorrow afternoon. Later today, we'll have Connor O'Gara's 12-team playoff prediction that he put out on the OG podcast. New Mexico in it. So,
wow. Wait, say that again?
New Mexico is in his 12-team playoff.
Maybe the only one that has that.
Yes.
Football?
Football. So we'll see that out tonight. And then our intern, Connor Rhodes. SEC team strengths and weaknesses. Got a graphic dropping with that. That goes in combo with his article on our website.
Is that Cheese?
Cheese.
Yes.
Yes.
Cheese.
Okay. I don't know his real name.
We just call him Cheese.
We have 2 Connors up here.
Yeah. That's why we call that one Cheese.
All right. That is the show today. We're back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.